All right. Apologize for the delay, but we are here. We are live. We are up and at 'em, I guess. A little bit of a different format tonight as we are down a player, so it'll be a little bit different looking and a little bit different dynamic to things. But with that all being said, welcome and greetings to everyone as thanks for tuning in to episode 8 of Tales of Winternacht, Tale of Cybil's Spear, our live play D&D 5e game. I'm Silver. As always, I'll be your storyteller this evening. With me are our players, which I'll have introduce themselves, starting with Dustin.
Hello, I am Dustin, the resident artificer. Welcome.
AJ.
Hello, I'm AJ. I play our wildfire druid Zedri.
Jeff.
I'm Jeff. I play our barbarian Yofeeder.
Pope.
I am Pope. I play a rogue, and it's a lot of fun.
And Conrad.
I play Salinas, our warlock.
All right, before we begin, I want to thank Smiteworks for Fantasy Grounds, our virtual tabletop of choice, and as always, thanks to Sirenscape for our amazing ambiance, sound effects, and music. Tales of Winternacht is not affiliated with either of these companies other than the use of their products. On to tonight's tale. Last time, party arrived in Maidenthorn, back on dry ground. You're welcome, Alfred. And after receiving instructions from Captain Chars, made their way into town in the freezing cold downpour. They got some refreshments at the Hollow Archon Inn, and a bit of information from a talkative guard about a murder the night before. We're also passed a note directing them to the alley behind the Burgundy Tiger Inn, the only other inn in town, to meet their contact, Jenica the Tigress. Made arrangements to meet her the next day to obtain mounts for their trip south to Airguard. After taking in the hospitality of the other tavern, some of them attempted to gain entry to the jail to meet with the accused murderer before being rebuffed, but not before making some pretty big claims of authority that may come back to haunt them. And as they exited the jail, they were met with an very eerie wail coming from the forest south of town. And our tale resumes tonight as the party makes their way off into the night, back to the Hollow Archon, or wherever else they so choose. I believe Kiesel, Salinas, and Brendel were on their way back to the Hollow Archon from the Burgundy Tiger, and that the rest of you were all in the group that attempted to get into the jail. Am I remembering that correct?
I think Pope joined us on the way back to the inn as well.
Sorry, who was that? Who'd you say?
I thought Pope was with us.
I was with
the way back to the
Zedri
inn.
and Joffrey.
Oh, you were? Okay.
Yeah, Vault was involved in the...
I told him that I was supposed to have a
big-
meeting with the head of the prison. I'm
Oh,
supposed to be.
Right. Forgot.
More of a question as to Yofredir and Alfred. Were you guys with the jail party or were you with the performing party?
I'm with the jail party.
God.
I thought you were at the jail party.
I thought
Alfred,
it was
but
too. Yeah, because we left Salinas and Keith.
I thought it was Salinas and his percussion backup.
Yeah, you're right. You're correct.
One playing really poor triangle and the other one playing full trap set.
Brendel is OP. So excited about my boy.
So, I will say for all of you likely were still out in the streets when that wail came across, so you all would have heard that. And we will just pick up with the jail group. Since that was our last moment of the session, after hearing that creepy wail in the night and making your bold claims of authority with Captain Ryota, What are we doing?
Did anyone else hear that?
Yeah,
I'm assuming everybody heard it, right?
yeah, we're
Any idea what direction that came from?
It sounded. I believe this is south. It's kind of hard to tell without the sun, but it sounded like from the woods, maybe. Maybe a nearby section of town.
well. God, I don't know what that could have been. I I would like to think I'm familiar with most of the things that could be out there, and that's not anything that I know of.
I know it might sound like super tempting that we go out there, but I mean, we are down a few folks right now, and we should probably reunite with them over at the inn first.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I don't want to get us into I guess a hairy situation and then no one else know where we are, right?
Is there any way we can make expedient contact? I know Salinas has that wonderful, useful, magical speaking thing in your head. Remember we tried it out, the yelling in your mind? Can we do that now?
Right. No, I don't think I can yell. Or I mean, I don't think anyone else can hear me yell.
I can only speak in my mind, so it's no yelling. Zedri, can you do anything about it?
I mean, I could send off my bird over to make contact with them, but outside of that, I don't really have much to be able to communicate long distances. Could fire off fireworks into the sky, but yeah, I don't think that would really go well. Probably wake up people and disrupt the community.
Yeah, and I don't think it would necessarily get their attention. They might just think, oh, some idiot's loading off fireworks, and
I've got
they'll
an
just stay
idea.
inside the tavern. And
Just start writing a quick note in my notebook. Zedri, if I attach a little note, your fire spirit, would it burn up or could you carry that?
Well, actually, I've been meaning to talk about that. And Zedri is going to like summon his Firebird above and have it kind of perch on his arm. So, I mean, whenever we were on the ship and everything, I was thinking about, like being a little bit more in tune with Briora, and then Zephora's kind of like in charge of winds and stuff. And I think, and Zedri's going to like wave his arm at the Firebird, and all of its fiery feathers are going to drop. And it now looks like a normal bird. And this is Zedri's familiar.
Well, what's it look like? Does it change colors or anything?
So it slops off all of these like fiery feathers, and it has just like white feathers about it, kind of like a cream color. If you know what a harpy eagle looks like, it has like a little kind of like mohawk, almost akin to like a parakeet, but a very like familiar like eagle beak, very regal looking.
A parakeet.
Somewhere between a harpy, dove, and an eagle.
Truly.
Most Zedri bird
yeah, that
possible.
tracks.
So I've got an idea. We go investigate the sound and bring our friends with us using your familiar, your bird spirit. So, would that work?
Yes, I mean, don't you feel a little bit tired after everything that we've done today? You really just want to jump back into it and run into what was it, all the dogs that are out there, and then those really frightening like cockatrices, the ones that are supposed to like turn you to stone and stuff like that.
Those do present serious dangers. DM, what time is it roughly? Is it like 9, 10, midnight?
Yeah, it'd be about 9.
9?
I mean, there's other things that are even worse out there. There's these like tiny like birds out there that uh can like sort of like shoot fire out of their beaks. Um, those are really terrible. Um, Yeah.
Give me a nature check there, Alfred.
Oh no. Oh.
All right, never mind.
Yeah, we just gotta be careful out there.
Go
Like
for
those
it.
blink dogs are fun, but those birds are terrible.
I'm afraid some other victim may need our help expeditiously, but we'll not do this alone. You think it's best that we go and sleep this away? I would follow, but I would like to hear Yofredir's input.
Jeffrey dear, how much alcohol have you had?
A bit.
2 pitchers, and how much of the wine did you hit at the second place?
Yeah.
You have a
He's
full
kind of
bottle?
swaying a little bit back and forth a little bit. Not like super bad. Well, as much as a fight does seem entertaining for tonight, I believe we should have everyone else and maybe some rest. I have no issue swearing to my ads, I just don't want to let go of it.
Well, I mean, just make sure you let go of it in a good spot where it either goes into something or goes into a safe spot, right?
So it seems we're not going to investigate this.
Why don't we go ahead and do it first thing in the morning? We can go ahead and solve that. Hopefully, if things go well, we can find the source of it and maybe come back with a little bit of accolades to get back into the jail, because we are going to have to resolve that in the morning. And then we'll have the day to go ahead and move around, go anywhere we need to, before we go ahead and meet at the stables at sunset.
It's a very packed itinerary. But if you think it's best, I just worry that some innocent person out there is going to be irreparably harmed by our dilly-dallying.
Well, I mean, I would love to help, but I don't know how much we could help if we're about to fall over from exhaustion.
Drunkenness.
Yofredir is from other means. It might end up even turning us into a liability if we're too careless with our, I guess, situation.
How about this? Zedri, would you mind letting me borrow your bird?
Sure, yeah. What exactly do you plan on doing?
I'll attach a note to it, and if something goes wrong, I'll send your bird back. I'll go check out the
Ooh.
sound, make sure everything's okay. It would take you no more than 20 minutes, maybe 10 minutes to catch up. I'll be smart.
I just don't want you to.
I can
Give me the
without
note that you
getting-
wrote to Salinas. Just
Look, here,
Salinas.
it's very simple. Look, I've already written this down. Follow the scream. We're investigating. Easy. If you see your bird, just come to the sound of the scream. It'll be easy.
Okay. I haven't really done this before, and he'll kind of like pet the head of the eagle. But I have a feeling that he might not be able to be around for an indefinite amount of time. It's not like Galfranc or anything like that. I mean, he's kind of part of me, a little bit more spiritual, I guess.
It seems my plan is terrible. I think I should maybe follow you all. Please lead. And I'll just kind
Do
of
it first thing in the
shut up.
morning. if that sounds good with everybody. Maybe we can even wake up a little bit earlier.
Yeah, we don't really well, I mean, I don't necessarily need too much sleep. I'm pretty all right. It's just I'm down a little bit on uh some of my like wares, but other than that, I think I should be fine if I just get a couple hours of sleep.
Yeah, getting up early should be just fine.
Are you guys all standing around having this conversation out in front of the jail, or is this on
We
a
had been walking
generally
back
walk?
towards the
Okay.
the place we'd been sleeping. I can't remember the name of the tavern.
Probably like at the crossroads between
Yeah.
like going to the forest and then
Mhm.
going to the tavern.
Okay. Salinas.
Yeah.
What do you do in response to this creepy sound as you're halfway back to the Hollow Archon?
What do you think that was?
Probably one of those fire spitting things.
You're not
But-
there, Jeff.
I was playing Kiesel.
Oh, yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, he was playing Kiesel.
Smokes a cigarette.
I think we should go back now.
That would probably be best to stay indoors, especially for you.
That didn't sound good.
No,
Do you think that Vault's okay?
well, it's going to take a lot more than one weird sounding creature to get rid of that man.
He seems pretty at ease with that statement, but starts moving for the inn at a much quickened pace.
I'm just gonna head back to the inn.
Okay.
Linus is like, once again, this is none of my business.
Yes.
All right, the three of you would get back. Pretty quiet. I mean, it wasn't like it was a happening place to begin with, but yeah, there's like 4 people left in the tavern at this hour, which is extremely sad for 9 o'clock that there's only 4 people left. But Flower's still working tables and whatnot, but it is a dead crowd.
My intention was to do another smaller set of music here once we got back.
That's entirely up to you.
So, even though there's only a few people, so I'll probably only do like half an hour if people get into it.
Sure. All right, give me that performance check. Is Brendel providing accompaniment again? In which case, Vault, you have to roll for Brendel now. So,
Oh, let's go. Is he in my cohorts or something?
Oh,
How do I roll
Dang.
for my boy Brendel? That is a good
okay.
roll.
So if you go into the cohorts, you can open his NPC
Okay.
character sheet and
Okay.
then just drag a charisma check or click the C
Like the C
on the charisma check. Yep.
Oh, and it just rolls it.
Yep.
What a dude!
Wild.
This is
Lost. Wasted my nat 20 on the smaller crowd.
so great.
You like
Despite the very meager crowd and they appearing to have very limited funds, they are also quite inebriated, and you are able to get 4 gold out of them.
Yeah.
They may not eat this week, but
What does Flower think?
that was wonderful, darling. That was great. You gonna do this every night?
For as long as we're in town, which I regret to say probably isn't going to be for long.
Oh, that would be splendid. I will talk to the boss lady and get you set up with a little bit nicer setup than just the chair and all that. But yeah, for tonight, it seems like it is working just fine. You sound amazing. That was just great, great, great. The rest of your friends around anywhere? And we'll say you guys are arriving about then. So
I'm just saying, you can't go off into the middle of nowhere and just fall over, or like that's not productive.
I had a fair number of good berries. I'm quite good.
All right, well, okay, let's ask Salinas and see what he thinks.
What is that? What are...
I would like to check out. Did you hear a scream, perchance, on your way back?
Well, let's. Are the rooms that we purchased already?
yeah, I can show you right up to those if you're ready.
That would be lovely.
Sure. Just follow me, and yeah, I have an image for Flower this week. So
Woo!
Oh, nice.
woohoo.
Let's get some flower. Flower power.
Flower power.
Yes!
That was gonna be the...
Irresistible.
Go.
Oh, it's adorable.
Virgo.
What an
Good
adorable
word.
lady. For a second, I thought it actually said flower power because it says flower portrait.
Her last name. It's a family name.
Oh,
See,
Yeah.
For a second, I thought it said flower pot.
Flower
Um,
pot?
oh, it's even better.
All right, she leads you up the stairs. They're set off to the left and leads you up into the second floor. There isn't any sort of a viewpoint down to the main floor, and leads you past a couple rooms, and then finds 3 rooms that are adjacent to each other. And there's a 4th room that she has to lead you down a little bit further, that's separated right away from the rest. Sorry, best I could do. These were the 4 we had left, but hopefully they are just fine. They're lovely rooms, much bigger than the ones at the other place, and some nice rugs. And if you need anything, Chilton should be around most of the night. Unfortunately, I have to go back home at some point in time, but I'd be happy to take care of you. I'll be back tomorrow in case you need anything as well. But the rest of the staff can take care of things too. And just hope you really enjoy your stay. And she just holds out keys to the room and doesn't know who to hand them to. So she's just kind of holding them out generally in front of her.
I'll grab them. Grab the keys. Flower, thank you so much. If I could trouble you for just one quick question.
Oh, certainly no trouble at all.
What section of town is closest to the forest?
Well, I mean, the forest just runs along the whole south side of town. So, I mean, anything.
What section would be maybe, as the crow flies, the closest to you?
Well, I
the forest,
mean-
that is. I believe that's south of us, right?
Well, they call it merchant home. It's kind of like this is where most of the stores and stuff are at. And of course, this lovely establishment. We would make up most of the frontage, as you might say, with the Ramblethorn. I mean, aside from that, there's the district where most of the clerics stay over called Tinderwall. That's also got some adjacency to the forest. But
If I were
mind
to
I
walk,
asking what?
I
why?
was just wondering, about the layout of the city. Is there a map? A place I could buy one?
Well, I mean, I don't doubt there's anybody selling any, but you could. They probably have one up at Thornwatch. Otherwise, there might be some others that have some. Maybe get somebody to sell theirs.
Is there one here in the inn?
Unfortunately, not. I'm
No
sorry,
town maps. Unfortunate.
but I can definitely get you directions anywhere you need to go.
I imagine you can. Thank you very much. I think I will be at repose in my room. I will grab my key and, with a little bit of a wink and nod, just wander off.
Which she'll just give you each a smile, and once you guys all retire to your rooms, walk off.
Yeah, give her a nice thanks and retire to our rooms.
If you wanted to speak about your
Yes, I think.
reach,
Yeah, I would like to. After I've heard her walk down the stairs. I'm gonna go. If everyone's gone to separate rooms, I would knock on their doors, and if they hadn't, I would try to beckon them into a conversation if possible.
Okay.
Where's everybody at? Where y'all at?
And how are we separating the rooms? Because we got 4 rooms.
Yeah, you took all the keys. Who'd you give them to?
I have them all. I'm in. All keys are in my room.
Nobody's
So
getting in their
nobody
room.
get keys. Maybe I should say as I walk in the room, if you want a key, come to my room, talk real quick, and grab one.
Leverage.
All right. Well, I kind of want a key.
I kind of want a key. Okay.
I didn't think I'd be saying that anytime soon.
Key. Please give me a key to this inn.
Alfred will walk into whatever room Vault is gone.
Okay. Yeah, I open the key. I open whatever door is like nearest to the staircase. What I don't know which room that would be, but that would be the one that I'd go. Of the 4, I want to be real close to the stairs.
Okay.
Yeah. So I walk in there, and I got the keys. I am going to be holding them on my person, and waiting for everyone to come in. Including, is Brindell going to be here too? Oh my god. Excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we dropped him off anywhere.
No, he's
still
chilling.
Yeah.
Well,
It's not like Holt.
we were going to ask Salinas his opinion on this. I would like to investigate that scream. I can be back within maybe an hour or 2, and still easily get a night's rest. Would
don't
anyone
think
like to
that's-
join me?
I do not think that's wise.
Kiesel kind of was stumbling a little bit when he came into this room, and he has passed out in one of the beds.
No!
Guess I'm bunking with
Man
Kiesel.
down.
He had several more drinks after you left.
His triangle playing did not improve, and he was quite upset with himself.
Oh no, sad man.
Oh man. Well, I think that makes 2 of us that are inebriated. Cedri, how do you feel? You were tired, right?
I'm just, yeah, I feel slightly tapped, and if I'm being completely honest, I need to wrap my head around how exactly we're going to reconcile some of the stuff we said to
Yes.
the supposed captain. He never even confirmed it for us.
We might have made a problem. We should mention that. Salinas, we have potentially stubbed our own toe here, so to speak.
I leave you alone for 30 minutes.
Hey, don't say it like that. Don't say it like you don't get into your own trouble on your own basis.
That's true.
Alfred will have his arms on his hips.
I said not to go to the sheriff and start butting into his investigation.
I mean, that was probably a good idea.
Yes, I actually do agree. I think I've made a mistake. But the action has started to move, and so I should let you know.
So-
I did tell the guards that I am supposed to be here, and that I was told by our guard friend that we met this afternoon to meet with the captain. That is as far as I have said. That is not as far as we have said, but it is as far as I have said.
I went a
Depending
little
on
bit
how
further.
depending on how far you shoved your foot into your mouth, may have ruined that man's career. Regardless, perhaps it would be wise to
Yeah, I could hire him as
meet
well.
up with Nika at early light and just leave. To do that, we should just go to bed right now. Take out the dodge, not have to deal with any of this.
I had been following Zedri's lead on wanting to investigate this, but it seems we are running into a bit of an issue, and I am willing to find another approach.
Got a little caught up in things, and whenever they were talking about this Rajni and her body, they haven't actually done proper funerary rites for her yet.
No.
And I'll admit, I was invested in meeting this supposed child who killed their mom, but I think I'm a little more concerned with the religious aspects of it, just the respect.
This
and
is a. Did say that this was a community where they were pious to Infernus, right?
As all in Baral are and should be.
Well, I think perhaps after the investigation is done, I do expect that guards respect the gods and would allow them to perform the correct funerary rites.
It is odd that they are taking so long with it, though. It's usually
happened?
quite, for lack of a better word,
How
priority.
long ago did this happen? It was like a couple of days, right?
Right, but
Doesn't seem like that long.
well, we're quite efficient with, getting things done.
I thought it's just, why would they keep the body around if they supposedly figured out who did it? Maybe they have some sort of doubt too, and that's the reason why they're holding on to this Rajni's body.
I should ask this. What sort of... Do they cremate? What is being not done? And why... And I mean this with all the respect I can. Why does it matter? It seemed very important to you.
Essentially bites his lip as small says that it's respectful and it returns bodies to whence they came, and in a very similar way to I guess traditional like ground burials, although I'm gonna be completely honest, I don't know why you would stick a body underground. That just seems silly.
Or would nod his head safely.
Yes, of course. Yeah,
But-
that's totally silly.
We're not exactly in Ocaria, but we are in a place where there's a lot of Infernus worship, and didn't spend as much time as I could have in Six Bells talking to people who have the same thoughts that I do. So maybe it's just a little bit of nostalgia. Maybe I'm just getting caught up in it. So yeah, we can go figure out what's in the forest, go to the stables, and then leave.
I mean,
To Salinas' credit, I think he may be onto something here. The idea of leaving town quickly and expeditiously may be our best bet.
Well, I mean,
We could easily obtain a poison in either town. I can't imagine that
right, yes.
that matters as far as location. There's nothing special here. I just wanted to get something to be kind and nice for Eunice, but we could do that along the way. I imagine there will be an opportunity, and we are sticking our nose where it's not going to be welcome. I do like it to remain on my face.
I mean,
we don't even know where it's gonna be. We don't even know if that's how the cards are gonna play out.
and if you're really concerned, we are going to be coming back through this town on the way back. We check in on if there's any more development. And if it comes to it, I can go, use my magic.
That seems actually quite prudent. Who would like a key? I'm ready to go to sleep. This seems the best plan.
Well, I mean, I'll probably stay here because this is. But
How many beds are in each room? Is it 2 beds per room, 1 bed per
Yeah.
room?
2 beds per room.
Well, then you'll be needing this key, and I'll hand him the key for the room we're in.
appreciate it.
And I will take one of the other ones, and I will pass the keys out to whoever wants them. I'll take one for myself and Brendel. Brendel can have
Who's getting the solo room?
I could sleep on the floor if it's necessary. There's 4 rooms, 8 beds, and 1,
None of
2.
us.
Plenty of space for us all.
Yes, we'll be
We got
fine.
Salinas and Teasel here.
Bolton
Alton and
Brendel.
Brendel, and then 2 extra rooms,
We
4
could
beds.
give Brindell his own room and give him 2 beds. Push them together. It might be easier for. You're a large man. It's like point, kind of like wave up from my 3-foot stature.
He's sitting on the chair, passing out.
Yeah.
It's been a long day.
Him standing up before he fully falls asleep in this room, please.
Okay, well, I'm going to be off, and I will say, Brendel, let's go, and we'll go grab a room and then figure out. I'll just leave the other 2 keys on a stand or table or something that is there. Let everyone else figure themselves out.
Alfred's gonna get up, pick up a key, and say, if anyone wants to follow me, they're welcome. If not, good night. And just exit.
Right, Ophidia. I guess I can go ahead and watch over you, make sure that you don't fall asleep like face up or anything like that.
We're not going to draw on him again, are we?
No?
Yofer will grab the key and go with Zedri to the last room.
All right. All right, you all passed the night. No more creepy sounds. While the rooms are decent sized, I believe. $15 by $15, so not bad for an in-room. Pretty nice. There is, you do notice as you guys are going to your rooms, there's a washroom located on the second floor. Just got a basin and a nice pitcher and stuff to wash up, and then pretty minimalist cost toilet of sorts. Nothing anybody's gonna write home about, but or
Better
at least
than a
not in a
chamber pot?
positive way. Yeah, I mean,
Bucket in a
it's
tube.
going somewhere. It's
Bucket
not
in the
staying there,
tube.
so.
It's not a prestidigitation toilet, but it'll do.
But the rooms themselves, 15 by 15, 12-foot ceilings.
That's a
Just
big
for you,
ceiling,
Cedric.
actually. It's gonna be spacious as hell for Vault, man.
Well, it is a town of packeteers.
This is a good town.
And then there's a nice animal pelt on each of the floors. Notice one of you has a panther pelt, one's a bear, and then there are 2 other ones that aren't, I would say, the last 2 rooms. So Alfred, it takes you a while to put together what the pelt is, because it's not like the standard animal pelt with the head and everything like that. It's just kind of been sewn together from a couple. But you presume that you conclude after some looking at it that it is probably blink dogs, several blink dogs put together. Not the nicest, not really sure why they did that, but that is the pelt on your floor and on Yoferdir and Zedri's. Yoferdir and Zedri, you guys could give me a nature check to see whether you'd recognize it, but otherwise, yeah. Just some weird cobbled together pelt.
Alfred's gonna roll up the pelt and put it in the corner.
Yoferdir's not worried.
Zedri wants to. He's trying to distract himself. He's not doing a bang up job of it. He just sits looking at it as the bird is like perched on the end of the bed, and he's just like, "What is this?"
Speaking of animals, how is Cybil doing right now?
She was about to lay down on that pelt before you rolled it up, but that probably would have been a little bit awkward. So probably a good call. So she takes the bed at that. It's like,
Yeah.
looks
bed.
around, hops up, curls up, goes to sleep.
Oh, so glad we gave Sibler a.
Yeah, Alfred will nod his head at that and get ready for bed, doing nightly prayer, making sure that everything is okay.
Anybody else? Any late night activities? Zedri and Yofridir?
Is the operator going straight to sleep?
He'd lay down. He's probably not asleep immediately though.
They're just gonna really loud like whisper. He's just gonna be like, "Psst. Hey, yo, for I had a question.
Yes.
Um, I know that you kind of like fighting stuff, not just like for fun, most of the time for like purpose. But are you inclined at all to go after this like thing in the woods? Do you think we're gonna run into it if we have to like pass through the woods in order to get to Aragog?
Whatever it is, I don't think we'll have to worry about it.
Okay.
If we do come across it, I don't think that's gonna be anything we can't handle ourselves. And we've made it out of that tavern alive, didn't we?
Yes. Some of us don't particularly remember, but seems like we're all here and accounted for.
Yeah, I have blanks of it myself, but I trust everybody here.
One thing that I did have a question of, speaking of that tavern, you know how Alfred and Volt were talking about how they had like scary dreams and stuff?
Yeah.
Have you had any frightening dreams? I mean, I'm sure your threshold for fear is much different than anyone, especially my own, but I'm just wondering.
Well, if I've had any, I haven't remembered. So, as far as I know, no.
Okay. I hope you have a good night's rest, and I hope you don't get one of those. Is it you're just gonna roll over awkwardly?
You as well.
Vault and Brendel.
I'm gonna take
He
it.
does come in and like sit down. He looks at you for a while. I got a little worried that scream thing.
Don't worry, Vendel. We'll all make it out of here. I'll take care of you.
That'd be good.
You should get some sleep. Do you have a god you pray to?
I mean, I pray to pretty much all of them. Haven't done that much lately.
When we get back to Six Bells, you may consider taking some time in the Wave District and reaching out to Riora. I'll be doing that. Always calms my nerves.
He's about to say, he had sat down on the bed and then he's like closes his eyes and just kind of like looks around, looks up, and you just see like his lips barely moving, just like mumbling something, and then he just flops over and goes to sleep.
Would I be able to hear that?
Give me a perception.
Yes! Let me... I need to get the thing where I can, like, read lips and things. It's being invasive as hell. Alright, 20.
You pick up bits and pieces. It's hard to read the lips and pick up off of a pachyderm because of the trunk coming down in front. But you're able to pick up a little bit of... He did some really, really rough prayer to Briora.
What a cutie.
And it was about akin to what your little sister would do. It was pretty poor, not very well put together, and included a whole lot of do this for me, and keep my new friend Vault safe.
Oh boy! All right, well that's gonna give me peace of mind, and I'm going to fall asleep with a small smile on my face.
All right. Since Kiesel's already passed out, Selena's any activities alone in the room with the snoring Kiesel?
Don't think so. He played his music tonight, so he's feeling a little bit of peace of mind. But there's not really any new information to try to write and no new letters.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go to sleep.
All right. Nobody's doing any shenanigans or running out into the woods on their own.
I
That's good to
came
know.
real close, just to be clear.
I knew
Real
you were probably
close.
thinking it.
I had promised I wouldn't, though, so I'm going to. Told him I wasn't going to run off.
All right.
Tempting. Press stealth sneak out.
Everybody get their long rest. Wake up the next morning to nice crisp temperatures outside. It is still cold. Little bit of light precipitation that's blowing in through, as described before. You got slatted windows, but there's a little bit that's coming in. You're catching just that little bit of moist air, and very, very cold with that combined with the cold. Not awful, but low 40s. As greets you for the morning, and why don't you guys all give me a initiative roll for who's waking up when?
Oh,
No, that's something. I have no map of the inn. There will be no combat in the inn. Flower would be disappointed if we broke stuff.
Yes, I love Flower. What a cutie. Do you want me to roll a Brindell?
Yeah, don't worry about it. All right. Alfred, you're up first for your usual morning activities, if you so choose.
Yeah.
There is a smell of some cooking food downstairs. And most of you will recall that the arrangement was the rooms came with morning and evening meals included, so food is covered in the morning. Can't really make out exactly what it is, but Cybil's up and kind of sniffing at the door and checking out the unfamiliar place that she didn't take time with the night before.
Yeah, Alfred would be very happy to get up and about, seeing as the slightly damp room is not necessarily the best for continuing sleep. As such, he'll sort of like. Alfred's still not a morning person. He'll still take a minute to get up, sort of like do a morning stretch, do a prayer, get himself together, and then he'll open the door for Cybil and make his way downstairs for breakfast.
All right.
Yeah, nothing too special or untowards.
Well, as you make your pretty short morning activities and head downstairs, there's no signs of activity coming from any of the rest of the rooms. At least not from the rest of your party. You do pick up some subtle snoring sounds still coming from Salinas and Kiesel's room. But no signs of stirring. Making your way downstairs, it's pretty vacant. Nobody else seems to be up. You had been told the other rooms were occupied, but there doesn't seem to be any activity from anybody else.
Is it exceptionally early? Like, I know I'm waking up first out of everyone, but is it like
7?
Okay.
Getting downstairs, like I said, no real activity from anybody other than you do see Flower coming in with a coat on, just trying to get out of the rain, and Chilton is back behind the counter. Just kind of gives you a little wave as you come down, just kind of acknowledgement type wave, not a friendly or inviting wave.
Mm-hmm.
But you have your pick of the place.
Yeah, Alfred will give a nice small little nod to Flower as she walks in, sort of get a little table in the corner and see what Shelton is cooking for breakfast.
Flower will doesn't really notice you at first, but then as she's shaking off the water from her fur and from her coat, and just, gives a really friendly wave. Honey, I'll be with you in a moment. Just give me a moment, put my coat away. I'll get you taken care of.
No, it's no rush. Honestly, it takes me a moment to wake up anyway, so you just keep on doing what you're doing.
I'll be right over there. No problem.
So that Alfred will just like slump down in a chair and start like petting Cybil a little.
A few moments, she comes out. Is there anything I can get you? We just got the usual for morning meal here this morning. And if you're looking for just something simple, we got some nice breads. I believe we got some bran bread, maybe some nut bread. I could probably get you something different if you really want. Maybe some potatoes. If you want. Oh, I didn't notice your puppy yesterday. Can I get? Is it he, she?
Oh, it's a she. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Can I get her anything too? I mean, I could get you set up with whatever. There might be some scraps from last night or something. I could probably sneak out of there without anybody saying anything.
If you have a little something for her, that'd be wonderful. But if you have
Sure.
just whatever is on hand, really for me. You said like some nut bread. That would be fantastic, and just like a cup of coffee.
Yeah, I could certainly get that. You want some butter with that, or maybe some? I believe we have some preserves or something.
Oh, just some butter would be great. I
Okay,
appreciate you.
I'll get that. You want that toasted?
Oh, I mean, I wouldn't want to bother you too much.
Oh no, it's not a problem. Not a problem. You can throw it on the in the pan and cook it up a little bit and bring it out. Yeah, no problem.
Well, I mean, if you guys are already like doing all that, then I'd appreciate it. Yeah.
Sure. Your first one up, you get all sorts of special care.
Oh, I'll remember that. I'll get up early every morning then.
I'll be right back out with that. And gives Cybil a little pat on the head. Just got a little finger tapping. And as she's off getting your stuff, about the time that she gets back out, Salinas, as you waken, Kiesel is out. He is exhausted at this point. You think if you probably nudge him enough, you could probably get him up.
I'll let him sleep for now.
Okay. So yeah, you're greeted by the same moist, very cold morning. Put that blanket to good use last night for sure. And you get the nice aroma of some melted butter and cooking bread coming from downstairs.
Have I heard any new word from Aurora?
No.
I'll do what we're doing every so often, and take out the little worn handbook that I have now,
Okay.
and kind of like recite one of the prayers, like standard prayers that's written there, just kind of a little bit robotically. Moment, and then put it away, and then
Okay.
head downstairs.
All right. As you head downstairs, you catch sight of Alfred kind of slumping down in a chair. You could tell he's awake. He's not sleeping because he is petting Cybil, who's next to him. But otherwise, it is pretty desolate downstairs. Chilton's behind the counter. No sign of anybody else at the moment. As you get about to the bottom of the stairs, Flower comes out of the kitchen, or what you presume would be the kitchen in the back of the establishment, and comes heading out towards Alfred with a plate with just a couple of slices of bread and some melted butter on top. Oh, honey, I can get you set up too. I'm just gonna get your friend taken care of. I'll be right over.
Sure. Appreciate it.
All right, and as you guys are regrouping down there, Yofredir and Zedri waking up to the lovely, cold, moist morning.
Is Zerford doing his morning routine?
Yeah, by the time you wake up, I'm probably on the ground doing some push-ups or something.
Yeah, you got a little jump on him.
Zedri will creak out of bed, and he'll go ahead and keep in mind that he wants to go ahead and give like a nice prayer, but I mean, you can't be having the trainer here in room. So he will go ahead and hop down and do some of the exercises and training along with your footer.
Nice.
Like that.
All right, as two of you are doing some morning exercises, one a little bit more excited about it than the other. Vault and Brendel in the next room. Waking up to the nice, brisk, cold, moist morning.
Smells like food. I'm ready to go. So I'll get put on my cast-off leather armor, a suit over top of it, be all dressed up to the nines. I'm ready for my day. I'll get myself ready, and then I would actually like to stealth down the stairs and see if I can get down to a table without anyone noticing.
Just gotta check those skills.
I just, you know,
All right, give me a stealth roll.
yeah, boy. Not good. Not a good
And
one.
give me a stealth roll for Brendel following behind you.
Oh my god, he's gonna do it too? Oh, I love that he's
He sees
trying.
you creeping down the stairs. He's like, "Oh, is there something we need to be
Is it
concerned about?"
dex check, like C?
Yeah, if he doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't have stealth. So
Let's go, Brendel. What you got, buddy? Yeah, he can keep up. He's actually better than
Oh,
me.
snap!
Yes.
he's learning so much so soon. All right, you creep down the stairs. Nobody really seems to notice you. Yeah, Alfred, you got a horrible passive perception, don't you?
Sipping my coffee.
Yep. You and Selena's sitting at the table. Neither one of you notice as these two just like come creeping down the stairs. And to anybody else, it looks like a really bad cartoon of the couple people like creeping across the floor with the hands out and everything. But nobody notices you, so I guess success.
Yes. All right, we made it downstairs. I just want to get to a table without being seen. Sit down, just quiet as possible.
All right. Selena's, go back to you and Alfred as you make your way to Alfred's table. Flower sets out the couple of slices of bread. Just, get you anything? Your friend's going to be joining us anytime soon?
I assume at some point. Could I get some tea? Well,
Oh, sure, certainly.
thank you.
Anything to eat? It's all included with the room.
Sure, yeah, whatever you guys have.
You want some the toasted bread like your friend here? Something else?
Do you
Yeah,
have
we
any...
got some muffins. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I
no, yeah.
mentioned the muffins before. They just came out.
No, muffins sound...
Some nice
Awesome.
rhubarb muffins.
Yes, that would be lovely, actually. Yes.
Cook doesn't make them very often, but they're delicious. They're delightful. I'll get a couple for the table and stuff when your friends ever make it down. And the tea. Yeah, I'll be right back with that. And yeah, Fall, you were able to sneak to the table, but yeah, even though Brendel is doing his best sneaking, there's just big, large packet you're standing against a wall as you guys creep over to a table.
Oh, I love it.
I'll be out to take care of you soon.
If we've been spotted, I'll go sit down with everybody else.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, well done, Brendel. Oh, good job. You know, everyone, Brendel is... Wait, light on his feet. How is everyone
When did
doing?
you guys get here?
I
We
had
snuck
a... Alright, yes. I slept fine. You two had perfectly normal sleeps without any strange dreams, right?
That is correct. I have not had a strange dream since we left Six Bell. I think there's anything
Good.
connected with Six Bells and all of this. Has anyone? Well, we've had one on the ocean.
Oh,
If we have another one out of Six Bells, there may be some connection.
you do remember that like half the people were from different places, or from Brawl, or
There may be a geographic kind of restriction. This, or maybe not. I don't know. Trying to observe trends.
yeah, I think so, but we'll see.
There's our data. That's good. I appreciate it.
Data is worth more than gold.
Hmm.
So, how's breakfast? Are there any eggs?
I'm getting muffins.
Yeah, no, they're breads and baked goods. I think are where they're at. I haven't seen anything on eggs.
So, when will we be going to the stable, and are we detouring before that?
Well, as soon as everyone gets down and has breakfast, I presume.
Do we have an idea of how many horses we need? There's still the lingering cost of transportation. Could we buy them and try to resell them in town when we return? Or rent them for a week? Two?
How long? It's only going to take. How long is it going to take to get to the next town?
DM, was it a week? Like it's
No.
no.
If
Oh,
you guys
it was only
took horses and went
2
at
days.
fast pace, it would be a day.
Okay.
If you went at normal pace, it'd be a day and a half.
But then that's only one way over. We'd have to switch horses, right?
Correct. Yeah.
We'd like,
Round trip, you'd be talking 3 days.
3 days.
That's good. Perhaps we can rent them out for 3 or 4 days. That shouldn't be too expensive.
If that seems the best course of action, then I will agree. I haven't thought of anything better other than potentially buying them and trying to find a resale, but that seems
Oh, and
Even if we could
troublesome.
theoretically afford all the horses that we need, like their upkeep would also be something that we'd have to worry about, and then
and perhaps if we could get a. I'll have to see. Maybe when we get back, we could get sort of a compensation from Gloria for the expense on the trip.
Yes, and in the future, I would hope that we can broker an expense account for jobs like this. But the information, again, is worth more than gold, so I am ready to have breakfast and get along with the day. Should I go get our remaining compatriots?
Did I hear something about breakfast?
Yes!
And they are. If
Just covered in
For-
sweat.
I know it was a little rainy in the rooms, but you didn't sleep like directly underneath the window, did you?
No, I probably should keep up some sort of regiment a little more regularly. Yovria, I could not keep up with him.
No shame.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you just need to get used to it.
I could
only
have told you you wouldn't be able to keep up with him.
I think
Worth
the-
trying.
I really think the only person who could would be Cecil.
Or potentially our man Brindell here, and I'll just give him a slap on the, like, whatever would be relatively, like, slightly head to shoulder height from me. I don't know where that is. It's like his ribs? I don't know what. He's tall, dude. Like, he's like 8, and I'm like 3 feet. Like, this is. As long as it's not his ass, you know what I mean? Just.
Small at the back.
I think.
Football team.
Well, I think if Woodford smacked him on the back like that, he would just simply fall over dead.
Don't be mean to our new compatriot. He's done very little wrong.
Huh?
I disagree with that quite
Bygones are
heavily.
bygones, like a bad tide. It's fine.
Well, I did want to put forward that we're not supposed to go to the stable until sundown, but I feel like I could probably broker a deal with more above the table tactics than anything that this Jenica might be able to. I'm not going to like threaten their family or anything like that. That's the kind of energy that she kind of gives off.
She
I
is
mean,
a
we did
bit
meet her in an
scary.
alley.
Did she say how, like, get in contact with her? Perhaps let her know that we're heading out.
I could
Earlier?
speak with a few people in town, probably. There's one here. Just kind of looking around, making sure no one's gonna hear. I don't want to like be like, "Hey, I know Flower could talk to her." Like, you know.
By the time the flower shows up, it drops off a plate with half a dozen rhubarb muffins.
Amazing. Gobble that up.
Oh, you all are up? Well, no, missing one. Okay. Food for the rest of you. It's included with the room. No big deal. We got the muffins. My friend over here had some nice nut bread toast. I can get you some. There's the nice tea and the coffee. Believe we've got some ham and eggs.
All right, very excited. Actually, ham and eggs sounds amazing. Could you throw in some fried potatoes as well? Like shred them and fry them as a patty.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure the cook can figure something out with that. Can't promise anything. New things get a little bit tricky back there, but she'll give it a shot.
I'll just take a plate of potatoes.
If you do
Certainly.
If you do figure it out, give me 2 plates. I'll make sure that Kiesel gets one. Pretty sure he would love
Sure.
this.
I mean, if is he not feeling well or anything? I mean, we could send the food up to him.
Oh, actually, is he not feeling well? I do not know.
He was just sleeping off the hangover.
Certainly.
I can go get him if he gets starting to get a little bit later.
Yeah, actually, maybe getting some like meat grilling for him would be great. Getting something like really greasy.
Yeah, I could get some ham and whatnot. How about you?
Give me
Are you
2 of your
strapping
breakfast.
2 of everything?
Everything.
Whatever your breakfast meal is, give me 2.
Would that be like the ham and the eggs and some toast?
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah,
good to me.
okay. And the potatoes and the funny potatoes with the ham and the eggs. And you? Can I get something?
Yes, Brendo. Please eat. Be well. You're with us. It's okay.
I'll have what he's having. Points at Yofridir. It's the model for food for Brendel at this point. So
Brendel is Yofridir's stomach. It's just they're the same.
all right, I'll get that all going for you. I'll have that out. I hope everything went well last night for all you folks. Got together with who you're supposed to get together with and all that lovely.
Thank you very much.
Oh, certainly.
You know where the wind stables are by any chance, Far?
Oh yeah, I know where Wins is at.
Do you know anything about the owner?
But I should. I mean, he's my husband.
What? Wow, that's actually quite wonderful. We need to rent some horses for an upcoming excursion.
I'm sure he could probably help you with that.
If we were to name drop you, would that be acceptable?
Well, yeah, I'm sure. I mean,
Or
I don't
potentially
foresee that probably a problem.
better deal in
Well, I mean, no, don't get talking about it too
a
far.
family
I mean,
needs profit. I do understand that, but knowing
yeah, I'm sure. Just don't suggest, any funny business or anything like
gosh,
that. I mean,
I would not want to put
But
you
no,
or your
sir,
family
sir.
in a negative place. Oh my God, I'm so excited.
go ahead and mention you've been staying over here, and I'm sure he'll get you a good deal.
And what's your husband's name?
Win.
Win.
I have a first name.
Win.
What's his last name?
He doesn't have a last name. I mean,
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Win the Stabler. I mean, that.
Wonderful name. Thank you very much, Flower. You are so lovely. An apt name for you
Sure.
indeed.
I'm gonna get that food for you. She's a little bit confused, but she takes off.
That was the worst sure you could have ever gotten.
That 0 in charisma really showing through there.
So, are we in agreement that we're going to stand Jenica up and we're just going to get horses earlier than we were planning to?
I wasn't with you guys when you met her. What?
We're supposed to meet her at the stables at sundown in order to
I got-
secure the horses,
Not
but
that much.
you put forward that maybe we should leave a little bit earlier, so we could
Right,
easily
yes.
do that.
But how did she say how get in contact with her
Oh,
otherwise?
Salinas, I asked her that question, and she has, and I look around the room, and I'll kind of like make sure again we're not being listened to. You say it's pretty empty in here, right?
Yeah, there's a couple of the other, what you would
Yeah.
presume are the other people lodging here that have come down, but they're on the other side of the place. They wanted their own privacy as well.
Sure. Yeah, then I would be like, she has many agents, including Flower, here in town. So if we just tell her, Flower, to pass a message along, it will take care of it.
All
I
right,
would imagine
but-
she has ears on every street corner in town.
Well, I think she also mentioned that the person that we use to contact her will have a variance on how long it'll take to get there
Ooh,
or get to
yes.
her.
Yes, Flower may take a little bit longer, but it will work.
Right, well, maybe we let her know. We go out to table.
Well, did you guys want to investigate what that noise was last night?
I would like to, but at the same time, I'm trying to actually follow what Salinas' idea here is. He's been rather good on this recently. From the boat onward, he's had good ideas. I want to follow him.
Right.
So, Salinas, on your orders, I would be happy to investigate this. Eager, even. But if you think it is best to be expeditious and leave town this afternoon, let's do it.
Yes. He just looks kind of exasperated.
Ah.
Let's Flower, and then we'll head over to the stables.
So as you hit this semi-uncomfortable part of the conversation, Vault, with your passive perception, notice the door opening before anybody else.
That's that guard, isn't it? We're in so much trouble.
And in walks several people dressed in guard outfits, led by the individual that you spoke to last the night
Amazing!
before.
Zedri, okay, Zedri is immediately, wait, no. Never mind, Vault got it first. Never mind, I can't.
No, we don't see.
Never mind, I can't.
We don't see anything.
No, as they actually walk in, you all see. It just, he caught it first.
Oh boy.
Okay, upon
Okay,
seeing any
as-
guard,
They are not
all-
being stealthy. Passive perception, you guys all pick it up.
As they walk
you
in,
can- Go ahead. You
yeah,
go.
I was gonna say, how quickly can can I clock them and misty step
Get
as far up the stairs as I can get
Oh my god.
before they clock me?
Oh my god.
You could try.
I'm going to try.
Oh.
Upon seeing any guard, Alfred will have his arm underneath the table and doing another very good
Solo.
On solo impression.
Stay away from the table, Greedo.
Zedri's gonna try to grip. Where is Vault sat in terms of the table from Zedri?
I am facing the. I'm always trying to put myself in corners to look out at the room. Always. So I would be facing roughly the doorway, potentially with a staircase behind me. I don't know exactly the layout of the tavern here.
Yep. That's where I would place you mentally, as being you would be just at the bottom of the stairs, Salinas. Salinas, would you have gone to sit next to Alfred, or would you stayed on this side of the table? I first see Alfred being on the far side of the table to be able to keep an eye on you guys coming down the stairs. So,
I probably would, if Alfred was the only person at the table at the time, I would have gone over and sat next to him.
okay. So you have a clear sight going up the steps to where you're wanting to Misty step to.
Okay.
But your back is to the door. So you and Alfred would be the last ones to clock the activity at the door, but you would clock it. They are not being secretive about it. And a bunch of Pachydeer in heavy armor and heavy footfalls.
That's
wide is
terrifying
this
and so cool.
It's a herd of elephants. So
How wide is this table?
3 feet.
Okay. Can I reach underneath the table and hit Vault's foot?
Yeah, you could kick. I mean, I'm
Sure.
pretty short though. My feet probably. I'm like.
I might have to kick up a little bit more, but Zedri's willing to sink a little bit.
My feet aren't
But
on
he
the
is
ground.
going. He is
Okay.
going to go ahead and put his head against the table. He is going to go ahead and use his hands underneath the table to go ahead and do the somatic component, and then he's going to tap his foot to vault and cast enhance ability
Oh,
on
thank God!
both
I
of
was
us.
hoping you
Okay.
would. Oh my God! What are we getting enhanced?
Blindly kicking with your foot, trying to hit him.
I'm
Give
gonna
me
have to roll
an
for who
unarmed
I
attack
kick.
roll. Yeah.
Oh, unarmed attack.
It hits
Okay.
Brendel, then Brendel solves all our problems.
So my unarmed attack is.
And Brendel
not
wasn't there,
good.
so he can be the innocent party.
Okay. I think that's just +0,
It'd just be a strength check.
which I have a
Why do you think?
All right.
Hell out of.
Woo!
Why do you think I'm getting? Ooh.
I think that hits Volt's AC.
What is it? A 17? Yeah, that hits. 100%. My
Hey,
AC
why
is
do you think
16.
I'm trying to get the hell out of Dodge.
That's a clean hit.
I mean, it's also not dodging. Yes.
Yeah, I ain't trying.
So.
Oh, my little halfling heart is beating 3 times as fast now with these dudes coming in. About 1 per footfall.
All right. As these individuals come in and you guys all make your plans on what you're doing and stuff, we're going to take our break.
Ah!
Okay.
So
Oh, man.
we will take a quick 5-minute break and be right back. For those of you that may be viewing, thanks for tuning in. And a few of us will probably be sitting here and be available for engaging. There's somebody out there, so there's 7 in the chat. There are 7 in the panel. So
Well, welcome to the stream. I really appreciate you
Yes.
guys being here. This is gonna get spicy.
Appreciate you.
Get real wild.
definitely.
You know, okay, so like, have you guys seen Robin Hood, the Disney one, where it's like they're all animals and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were gonna talk about the brokerage app, and I was gonna fucking scoff. All right.
No,
See you
no,
later.
no, no, not the app. No, listen, we ain't hodels over here. We ain't going to the moon or nothing here. No. So, what I was imagining when they come in is like the guards that work for like the sheriff of Nottingham. Those like rhinoceros dudes with the halberds.
No, they're the actual guards for the king.
Yeah,
is the
yeah.
rhinoceroses.
Well, they
But
work.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
they're
get
there.
what you're talking about.
Yes, dude, that's what I was imagining. Like they're all just like bum bum bum, like they're just like this
Could
little
be like
old
the
dude.
scene at the end where they're charging through
Yes!
and carrying tents in front of them.
Mm-hmm. I love that movie. You know what's really interesting about the Robin Hood story? Just gonna be on tangent here since we're on BRB. This is me trying to entertain everyone successfully, obviously. So Robin of Locksley is a duke in the original story. Very important, very interesting. Because like generally the story is like, hey, the poor people versus the rich. But it's actually the rich people versus other rich people. It changes the entire narrative if you realize that he's an aristocrat and not actually just like
I'm
common bandit.
going to actually you here.
Actually, please.
Robin Hood didn't. Robin Hood started out as just a lowborn peasant, and then didn't turn into Robin of Locksley until 16th century, 17th century.
Is that true?
Where they wrote him as they stopped.
He was an
They
earl
moved
later.
as they moved his story from just being spoken word and then into like little stories, and then this little like pamphlets and like books and stuff. They moved it to the stage. They turned him into Robin of Locksley, and that stuck because it was more popular.
That's really interesting. I was just reading a thing about aristocracy and literary works generally. I didn't know that the history of this character was like so like malleable in that sense.
So OSP has about a 20-25 minute video talking about the history
of course
Robin
they
Hood and how it's
do.
changed. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited about that. Definitely. Oh man, we're gonna need to link that later. That's the type. See, this is why you have to stick for the intermission. If you guys are out there in the future watching this on YouTube or anywhere else, these are the things you're here for the intermission. All sorts of good stories. Isn't that right, Mr. Jeff?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Clearly, we're adding value to this production.
I don't know what the context is, but
The answer is yes. Obviously, we are. We're great. We're doing a lot of good stuff here. I'm learning. I'm actually, after being actually'd, I'm actuallying myself by reading about Robin Hood. To the variant versions. I didn't realize there were so many different versions of this story. I thought he was always a baron. After reading what I did today, but now it's like he wasn't, then he was, because it became more popular. It's very interesting. Very interesting. There have been.
Man, I missed the whole interesting.
Yeah, dude. Well, listen, we're just adding intermission value. We're just pumping up that value stat. So just don't worry about it. When you watch this
Told
back
that
later.
man that, Robin Hood is his favorite movie growing up. Like when he was little, he'd watch that over and over and over again. The Disney one.
Dude, Lil Man's a man after my own heart. It's good. Love that guy. What a good. Who else doesn't like? Does anyone here not like Robin Hood as a story? If you say yes, just get out of here.
Oh no, Dustin.
no.
No, we just lost him. No, I was joking. I thought that was an easy one. Like a universal good.
It's one of those classics that, for the most part, doesn't have too much stuff that it's gone off a cliff at this point.
Right? Don't tell, like, Disney or somebody about that. No offense to Disney out there, but even though they already own the story. But they've done good, and they can just leave it. It's fine. It peaked.
Yeah.
It peaked at the one with the animated one. That's the best.
Yeah.
Robin Hood Men in Tights is funny. It's the Deadpool of the Robin Hood genre. But, like... the cartoon pinnacle, 100% pinnacle.
They haven't improved since the 90s. Prince of Thieves wasn't bad compared to the crap that they've made since then. So
I liked it when, what was the one? Is it Prince of Thieves where he's got the Moor with him? Like
yeah,
and
it was Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, and he's got a spyglass, and that's like a whoa. I've always loved that because it reminds me in D&D of like how compasses and any like small like glass works are like actually quite rare and more almost magical in a sense of like being such a non-standard technological marvel. I always like that part. Also makes him seem really cool when he's got this like otherworldly like I can see in the distance like Legolas.
Come on, it's Morgan Freeman. He's cool anyway.
Dude, Morgan Freeman always gets OP powers. What do you? I'm just saying.
Okay, I'm sorry, but
God.
Yeah.
shout out to Conrad for this whole ass studio.
Bruh,
What?
look at
You
that.
just came through a
walked in through the
curtain.
curtains.
No.
Y'all didn't see that because that's on the BRB. We only get to see that. We're on the BRB screen. If you missed it,
Hey, we're all back though. So
Okay.
See, no wait. Before you go out of the BRB screen,
Okay.
I want to shatter the illusion. As turn my camera just to the left here.
In
Nobody
progress.
needs to know.
I feel you, man. I feel you.
And
there's
now
only
their
3 dead
imaginations
bodies
will
on
run
screen,
wild.
everybody. It's okay. You didn't miss anything.
Yeah, you did. You missed a lot. That was crazy. That was so huge. That's the biggest reveal
Earth-shattering.
since like the Thanos snap at the end, man. That was huge.
Just as big as technology as compass.
I never bought my compass, by the way, boys. We don't have one. So I spent that money on your magical staff.
I'm pretty sure it's in your inventory.
I have a compass? Please tell me I got a compass. Maybe I grabbed one from the house. I would assume my family has a compass.
I thought you
We're
bought
rich,
it.
dude. We got compass. We
Maybe
can
not.
own a compass. I don't think I do.
Maybe you just asked me about getting one.
I
so.
mentioned it a lot of times, and then when we got down to it, I decided not to get it because I
Okay.
basically spent all
It
my
was
money.
pretty expensive, so
Yeah, it was gonna be pretty expensive to get a compass, but we ain't got keen minds, so we have no idea where we're going at night. Although I don't know how you would. I guess you can.
some of
read
you guys
this.
got survival skills. It's good.
Yeah, as long as we don't lose Joffrey Deer, we'll be all right. Who
All
else has
right.
got survival that high? Zedri, do you really have a high
Three.
survival stat? What is your stat?
Fine. It's fine.
I'm sorry.
Plus
This is like when we
5.
thought that
It's like,
Conrad is making
okay.
good berries.
Yeah, Zedri's survival is actually better than mine.
Oh
so.
shit.
But
But
Yoverdeer makes some good ass rolls. That's what it is.
The dice like
Isn't
him
that
more. That's
true?
just the reality.
Same with history. Like history, I have a +1, I think.
So does Bolt,
Yeah, I have a
think.
+1 in history, but I've always gotten really high rolls on those.
Same with Kiesel, yeah.
So is Kiesel, yeah.
Yeah. All
Was I
right.
able to kick vault? Was I able? Did I get away with it?
All right. Oh boy, so we got a spell cast. Do you guys want me to bring us out of the BRB? Are we good?
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're back. Welcome.
Not that we really left.
No,
but
I don't.
We're here.
I actually live here.
You can just see us again.
on the internet.
So.
We didn't go far.
All right. Since we can see things again, Captain Ryota.
Oh boy. Oh man, he looks so serious. Quite
Wanna
nervous.
see
I'm
me?
so nervous about this, boys.
I was able to pull off my disappearing act.
That is Captain Krabby right there. Krabby Ryota. He does not look happy.
I don't know how you try and make a judgment call on the emotion of something that you can't see its mouth.
Just look at him. Tell me he doesn't look jovial. That's serious. That's a
I
stern.
mean, I would be mad if I had to wear that color of yellow too. Let's be honest.
Woo! Shots fired.
The colors here are not in. Zindri's like subtly like judging them for their fashion.
He doesn't
That
even have
yellow
good
and
pottery.
brown
Like, what the
together.
hell?
That yellow and brown is so tacky.
This is actually, we're all in character, just saying all this like smack talk. No, we're not.
All right. So, yes, Zedri, you are successful in being able to make contact with Pope and cast your spell. So you could go ahead and throw that enhance ability out there.
Oh, thank God.
I'm assuming it's charisma, yeah.
Oh,
Yes, I'm also gonna put it on myself, so I'll upcast it.
We're gonna
to
need
get-
this one. We're gonna need this one to go well, boys.
And Flower, let's see, Vault, with your passive, you notice Flower coming out of the kitchen, seeing that the guard has all come in and is heading over to your table and just kind of a slow back step back into the kitchen.
Okay,
Um,
one question before the scene is completely set. I just have a question. How much extra food is on our table? Do we have any extra food? Because I'm thinking
No,
about.
because you guys haven't gotten your
Oh, they
orders
haven't
yet.
delivered it. Oh shit! I can't
No,
offer
you
my
just
food.
have the muffins and the toast and
Well,
the
and-
tea and the coffee.
Okay, cool.
and we're down, and you're down at least one of those muffins because I had time
Chow down.
before the guard showed up.
We don't have the bread, and we have half the coffee.
Shit. All right, cool. All right.
There's also a plate on the floor that's empty of
Cybil's
some
food.
various kitchen scraps that she has scarfed down.
Yeah, there is a plate on the ground. That's good to note.
She's eyeing up those muffins though, because it wasn't quite. It's like kind of just appetizer level,
Thank
but
you.
she knows better. Alfred, you've done well. Kiesel's not around to spoil her and do anything wrong, but yeah. So you see this individual that you presume is Captain Ryota because That's who you talked to the night before. He is flanked by 2 additional guards that are in not the same attire, but similarly with black and yellow, black armor with yellow clothing underneath, but nowhere near as high cost, I guess would be the best way to put it. It's a little bit simpler armor. And yeah, it is a female elf and a male pachydeer are the 2 other guards. And the female elf stays back at the door while the 2 pachydeer approach your table and catching sight of what you can only presume are familiar faces to them, step up to the table. All right.
Are you the
Good morning.
illustrious Captain Ryota? You never answered my question last night.
I am.
Wonderful. Would you like to sit down? We're about to have breakfast. We have, I could order some extra for you. Didn't realize we were having guests.
Give me a persuasion.
Oh my god. Let's hope this works. Oh, we're starting out strong, boys. Let's do this. Double 18s, boys.
Whew. I suppose. Do you have your paperwork?
What sort of paperwork are you looking for? What can I hand you?
Something to show why you were in my jail last night.
Oh, I was there to see if I could obtain a meeting with you, and since you've come all the way here, it seems
Aware
as...
of what you claim to have
Yes.
been there for, and I'm a little bit confused as to the timeline.
So, I've arrived in town with my compatriots here. We arrived to buy a gift for my butler in 6 bells, and now I heard that there was a bit of a suspicious death. And I, in the graciousness of my heart, have offered to help your fine city and your fine guards in your investigations.
Oh god.
Again, I will ask, do you have some sort of documentation that shows who you are? Identification,
Oh.
papers of any sort?
Do I have like any
my-
house?
And then he turns his
crests?
attention to you, Zedri.
I have my family crest, but that's about it.
You're
I
a
hope
bit
that
of
says
more
enough.
of a confusing.
I'm sorry, just because I'm not a
Assuming
member
everything
of...
he's saying is true, but you're here about the body of somebody who died 2 nights ago.
Yes, Rajni's body.
And coming from where?
Okaria, specifically Ashmain. To introduce
Are you
myself.
fly?
Oh, he's got quite a many number of magical powers.
I do. I'm inclined towards the art of cremation, and I'm actually wondering, if I may be so bold, why it's been 2 days that the body of an individual has been sat and hasn't actually been properly cremated. I don't know the proper paths that the Church of the Ember Blade takes, but where I'm from, immediacy is of the utmost importance.
No offense to your experience, working in the field of dead bodies, I suppose. Don't imagine you have much law enforcement experience to know that, like, to investigate crimes and make sure that we have the right person responsible and look into things, and that our medical experts are examining the body to make sure that we have the right culprit and that everything matches up. Because, as you can probably imagine, the idea of a 13-year-old girl, dwarven or not, ripping apart another human being, or being of any race, a little bit odd.
Why is that the story that's been disseminated across the town then? I know that most people are talking about the fact that she is the one who's done it, and she's actually been stuck in your jail itself.
She has.
Is she awaiting a proper trial of any sort?
She is awaiting a completion of our investigation, and then, yes, she will be face the magistrate.
Well, due to my inclination to be able to work with dead bodies, I offer any assistance that I can, but I won't impede on any other part of the investigation besides that, of course.
You haven't addressed the time.
When we visited
Why
you
are
last
you
night,
here? And making statements to my jailer stating that you are here at to perform burial rites or funeral rites for this individual just out of the goodness of your heart. You
Oh.
made it sound like you were here on some sort of official business.
yes.
Can I interject for a moment? Our compatriot here and myself are freelance workers. I as an investigator, and he offers religious services. The necessity of our professions demands immediacy and demands us to push fast. And so, in that way, you can understand that Mr. Circatrius's haste is more speaking to his urgency and belief in his abilities.
Give me a persuasion.
Oh, let's see if this works. Oh boy. You believe what you're doing, so it's probably right. Probably right. Right? Oh, it was a 16, it rolled down to 11. Oh, that sucks.
Man.
Better than the 3.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Do you prefer coffee or muffins?
I'm not especially hungry right now. Or thirsty. I am going to give you benefit of the doubt and chalk it up to maybe the two of you having a bit too much to drink. My jailer did indicate that he did catch the smell of alcohol on you both last night. You maybe got a little bit gregarious and a little bit confused. But watch your step. I will be watching you.
I do
Just
appreciate
make
that.
sure the safety of this community, as is my charge.
Captain,
I don't imagine you really have any affiliation with the deceased's family.
No.
I don't imagine anybody has actually hired you to do anything, that this is just maybe a passing curiosity, maybe a really goodwill offer of trying to help out.
you could say we are exuberant freelancers.
That would be one way to put it, I suppose.
By the way, if I may ask, last night, after leaving your jail, by the way, a wonderfully powerful, imposing facility you have, I heard another scream coming from what seemed like near the woods, south of here. Have you heard anything about that?
Check the logs.
If there's anything I could do to help,
Reported
please.
anything on that?
I do appreciate having the eye of law enforcement on me. I like to stay safe.
Give me a persuasion or a deception.
That's a persuasion. I actually do like the guards.
He doesn't hear that often, so.
I bet he doesn't. Oh, jeez. My rolls are going down, boys.
Bet you do.
I may, even if we're not in a position where we can visibly see the body, I would appreciate any sort of public release that you may have. Not particularly from here, but as you said, in terms of goodwill, this is exactly that. I know that even though we follow the same deity, we're a little different in the customs that we may have and express our devotion to Infernus in different ways. If you could level with me, at least in that much, it would be deeply appreciated.
As I'm going to chalk this up to a misunderstanding and a little bit of drunken shenanigans, do you have any preferences? I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with either of your
Oh, goodness, I do.
entities.
In fact, and I'll pull off my ring, my family ring, and I'll hold that up. And I think I should have in my bag, I would assume I have a little bit of official paperwork. My family. Have you ever
Brendel
seen?
leans over and do you have the contract?
Yes, yes. And I could show him the contract with Brent. Is that a good idea? Oh God, whatever. I'm gonna pull it out.
I don't know if it's coming from Brendel.
Yeah,
I don't
right.
know how much you want to trust him.
I'm gonna pull out all the official documentation, just kind of make a show of it. Like, just keep pulling out papers and my notebooks and like all of these things, and just be like, this is and my ring, just like all the things I can use. Even my grandma's lock that I've been carrying with me, because it's got her insignia on it.
That's enough. You?
Zedri's going to go ahead and pull out the hand mirror that his mom made, and he's going to go ahead and like flip it over. I'm a member of the Cicatrius family. We work at the Priory's crematorium. I mean, I guess I'm not really a fancy family or anything. I can show you the namesake of our crest.
Oh, he
but
actually
I
works
just
for
want
me as well. And I pull out his contract because I should have that, right? We have the family contract, right?
Yes.
Would you have it with you, or would you have left it back in Six Bells?
Oh no, I don't have it with me. Never mind. Oh God, I wouldn't have that. That would be in the lock boxes. No. Oh, never mind. I'll show
Do you
you.
still want to make the assertion he works for you, though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He's within my family's purview, as everyone here is. I take full responsibility for our actions and for those of my associates. I do apologize and quite appreciate your magnanimity this moment.
So, what you're telling me is all these folks work for you, then?
That is correct. Small of physical stature, but maybe less so in the rest of the world.
Suppose that matches up with what Blakely told us when we spoke with him this morning.
He is a wonderful officer, by the way. I must
He
say.
is no longer one.
Oh, damn. That sounds like a very rash decision. I hope
This
that...
was not his first offense.
What? My apologies, sir, but I feel, if I may be so bold, that seems an undue punishment for telling civilians and
Or getting
investigators.
drunk in a bar and telling people about inner investigations of law enforcement to random individuals who he can't even tell me much about who they are, where they're from, and what they're doing here. And for all I know, could be suspects in the same crime. Not saying you are, but as far as he knew. Anyway, that's of no note.
Shit.
All right. Suppose there's nothing else for us to discuss here.
It can be a job if you want. We are a registered adventuring party, and we can go ahead and take a job, an extension of this investigation that goes beyond the purview of the people who are here. A set of fresh eyes is always appreciated. I know that in my line of work, and I'm sure that you could appreciate it the same in yours.
What you do with your time is entirely up to you. Just don't get in the way of anything with our investigation. And whatever you want to do with the stream or whatever you're talking about from the woods from last night, that's entirely up to you as well. Obviously, if there's something warrants our investigation, I will have my guards look into it. But for purposes of our discussion, I believe we are concluded. You have a nice visit.
It has been wonderful to meet you, Captain. If I were to need an ear, is there a way I could get a hold of you?
You can contact me at the Thornwatch.
Thank you very much.
Keep yourselves out of trouble. Yeah, he'll stand up, slide his chair in, give a polite nod to Flower, who's been peeking around the corner of the door watching this. And same to Chilton, and then he and his guards will leave.
Oh, shit. That one.
Could have gone worse.
Yep. That could have, I probably, yeah, could have, that, still not good, though.
Zedri hears a voice in his head whispering, "I need to come break you out of jail."
Zedri's just going to sit with it. He's not actually going to reply to it. He's just going to keep his mind empty, not think of any words, because if he was, there would be a lot of profanities channeled back at Salinas.
Excuse me, Flower. May I ask you a question? It's just kind of like hailing her.
Yeah, I got your food.
Oh, wonderful. I am quite piqued. Do you know former Officer Blakely? Do you know what area of town he lives in? I wanted to find him.
I think he lives over in Little Home. I don't know for sure, but I think so.
I do appreciate that. Can you tell me, does he have a positive reputation around town? Or, more specifically,
With who?
what is your disposition of the former officer? Do you feel he's a good man?
I mean, I don't like speak ill of any of my customers here, but I mean, he's a nice enough fella. Not. Let's just leave it at that. He's a nice gentleman. Always been a good patron. Always pays his bills. Rarely gets so tipsy that we gotta cart him home.
Is she holding back a little, or is she holding back a lot whenever she is saying this about Blakely?
Insight.
Okay.
Yeah, let's both do that. Both insight.
As there's no response, Alfred hears a voice in his head.
Yes,
I
just
need
keeps
to-
going one at a time. Somebody tell me what's
"Oh, I
happening.
need to come break you all out of jail. What's going on?"
He'll reply back, and it'll be, "No, it's all right."
Cedric, you're convinced that that's really nothing. She's not holding back anything significant, just trying to be polite. But Vault, no. She's definitely holding something back or not being convincing, at least.
Sure. Okay. Thank you very much, Flower. Can't wait to eat.
Yeah. Let me get all that for you. Sorry about all that. That seems to be a bit of a mess, but we're all here. Nobody went off to the clink, so we'll call it a win. Let me get some extra muffins. Oh, one of your friends left. Okay.
He'll be back. He'll be hungry.
I'll get that. Okay, certainly. Get that. kind of just like seems really flustered with the whole situation, and she just like escapes back in and comes back shortly thereafter. Really doesn't say much, just like make sure everybody's got their food, and she does bring another plate of things for Cybil.
My friends, I fear I've ruined this man's life. I feel I owe him at least an honor debt, a visit.
Sounds like he ruined his own life long before we ever arrived here.
Oh. We should get together and discuss what is next. And if it's to get moving, then we should do it, but... And I'm making a note in my book. I'll just kind of like...
Yeah, Salinas will come back down with Cybil in tow.
Yeah, Kiesel's pretty rough. He's a bit hungover, but he's up. He's not like sickly, just a matter of just kind of mumbling to himself, and immediately sees the ham and eggs on the table and just like kind of slides Brendel's share over to him. Assuming it's his, because, you know, he's just the plus one in the party, so... They'll get you more.
Just takes Brendel's food. I could see that happening. That sounds probably reasonable.
Alright, well... Let's... or know what we need to do.
You know, I think one of the more surprising things here is that no one knows my family. I need to carry
Linus is just gonna take a deep breath, then say nothing. I'm up. You all are still eating. Perhaps I can just run over to the stables and take care of that really quick. I have enough cash. I should be able to get us 7 horses.
7? How... Excuse my ignorance. At my stature, I don't know what horses are best for me, but I would assume whatever you get, a smaller one would work. And for Brendel, the opposite? One larger? Do they... How do horses come? We don't have many in Six Bells.
I'll see what I can do.
Are horses big enough for Pachydeer?
That's a real question I'm wondering about.
Wouldn't be a riding horse. You'd have to go draft or war.
That's
Dude, Brendel's gonna be
expensive.
dude. Get him some plate mail.
A draft horse?
Draft horses are cheaper than riding. It's just you lose the speed.
Well, we just have to go at like a normal pace instead of a fast pace, which
we
is
don't need to go
not the end of the
grueling,
world.
You know, Oregon Trail style. I'm not trying to get dysentery
No
here.
malaria.
No malaria. Sorry.
Would you like to hunt for food?
Bears.
Just writing this notebook. Quiet.
This was
The hell not is Salinas is gonna go off. Oh, that sounds good.
he can handle this.
Do you need money from us?
I've got it. Made some cash last night.
Brindell was saying that he did a good job with percussion. Did he help you?
He seemed to enjoy himself.
Good job, Brindell. And I'll again try to slap whatever is like this height, probably ribbishness, back.
He tries to like give you a 4.
Loving this guy. Oh, Brenda.
I'm sorry. I'm really apologize for everything going on earlier. Yeah. Probably, I would say you probably should steer clear of the captain.
Yes, he does not seem quite as placid as I had hoped.
He means well. He does a pretty good job running things and keeping things in line. I mean, not a whole lot of crime in town. Usually able to keep things going pretty well. And I suppose he's probably under a bit of stress with, a murder. Don't have that stuff very often. Everything's pretty innocent around here. Just a small town and all. I mean, he's not a bad man. But yeah, I'm sorry that happened and that kind of harassed you folks in here.
We probably deserved this one. To be honest.
Oh no, I mean nobody deserves anything like that. That's just world's not that bad, right? But I can probably try and smooth things over for you if you want. But
You can smooth things over with the captain for us.
well, I mean, maybe.
I would hate to put you in a precarious situation. You've seen what happened to the last person who spoke with him for us.
Yeah, I don't want to. Sorry, just hear some things. I apologize for listening a little bit to your conversation with him, and said you were like trying to get into the jail last night, and that's not what I meant when I said did everything go well last night. But I might be able to arrange something like that.
Ballsy will look around the table at everybody else to see engage reactions. I'm excited about this, but I'm trying to hold off showing the excitement until I figure out what everybody else is. And do we try round 2 of trying to get into jail? Oh, jeez.
Oh.
No.
Zedri will stop writing and look up and just say, is this all going to be legal and above the table? Is this going to implicate us further? I just don't want any trouble.
We're going to get horses.
Oh.
We're going to leave.
Didn't you already leave? Are you in the room? That's a real
Yeah,
question.
he's still there.
Okay,
He's still there.
Cool.
I was interjecting before he left.
Okay, that's very important to know.
I mean, yeah, nothing illegal. Not gonna break in or anything like that. I mean, who breaks into a jail? But
What a weird move.
I just figured I could probably knew a few people there. Could probably get us access in. I mean, as long as you're not breaking anybody out or anything like that, nothing crazy. But talking to somebody or seeing things, that might be something I could make happen.
Lord, you have been very gracious host Flower, but we need to be moving on anyway. And I don't think that. I think that we should probably just go ahead and off on travels. Do you know that Dre and Vault are a bit invested in this? If you would be willing to sort of keep an ear out for what's going on, we can see what the development is in the investigation when we back into town.
Sure, I'll hear anything that's going on. I mean, do you thinking that maybe some? I'm sorry. Maybe I'm sorry. I'll leave you alone.
Flower, would you like a seat? You should pull. I feel.
No, that wouldn't be proper and everything. I'm taking up your time, and I'm sorry. I was eavesdropping, and I probably shouldn't have been doing that. And just you enjoy your meal. If there's anything else I can get for you, and I suppose I hope you have a nice trip. And if you definitely don't be a stranger when you come back to town. And
Would I like a bow and kiss the back of her hand and slide of hand, try to slide of hand few pieces of gold into her hand while I do that.
Woo!
Ooh,
Woo!
smooth tipper. All right, sleight of hand that.
Let's see if let's see if I any good. Alright, that's not too bad.
That's gonna beat everybody but Vault. So Vault notices it, but she just gives you a wink. She doesn't acknowledge that you did that. So just keep your secret. Yeah, you. Let me know if you need anything. She goes back to the kitchen. A little bit less pep in the step than she's had in the past. So.
Oh, and
And Selena's just actually gonna head out.
Okay.
then there were 6.
Alfred, kind of quiet over there in the corner with your puppy.
Alfred has held his breath for a long time. As the captain left, he let out a large sigh. So, are we going as well? Or is Selena's the only one going out today?
Well, we'll be on the road this evening at the least. Believe he's getting us a good deal on our horses. If he's going to return, I must say, I think there is something nefarious afoot with these murders. And you know that I want to meddle in this. I'm trying to do the best I can not to put our party behind schedule or in any worse circumstances. But the ability to speak with the girl who confessed to murder, something doesn't add up. But I'm not quite sure what we can do about it.
Do you really think a conversation with her is going to help? I mean,
We could find out if she's
For what-
lying.
for what it's worth, the captain readily admitted that they haven't solved this, yet they've put her under custody.
And they
So-
said that she confessed. Or at least isn't that what the guy said last night?
No, said they never confess.
Oh, she never confessed. Oh, I thought they had her at the thing and she was like, "Yeah, I did it. I'm covered in blood." And it was like, that's just
No,
so
it was just they
convenient.
had
They
her
said-
there covered
They
in
said
blood.
the jail is CPS, so they just put her.
Okay. Hell. I just fear that if we leave town now, there may be more of these killings. And if we leave and they die, aren't we in some ways responsible for not trying to stop it?
I don't know. I mean, I don't think we're responsible for everyone that dies around us. Like, we can't necessarily, like, if we're prioritizing some things so that we can get on to doing things that we've already, like, promised ourselves to. I I don't know.
Go for dear. How do you feel?
We cannot stop death. If we try to stop every crime or mystery that is happening where someone is dying, we're not ever going to get anywhere.
Truly.
It is unfortunate that people may die, but we have our own things that we need to get done as well.
That being said, would Are we going to wait on Salinas to get back with horses?
We could visit the poisoners before we leave. Get that poison purchased and at least have that off my itinerary. It'd take him no more than an hour, I would assume, maybe 2. Could also just sit here and practice lockpicking. Have you used this, by the way? And I'll pull out my grandma's lock and show it to Alfred. We're practiced with this. Sorry, you're eating.
You know what kind of lock it is?
Oh, it's a special homemade lock by my grana. Exceptionally challenging. Most of the time, fail, honestly.
Really?
It's quite difficult. It's for most. It's a training lock. Has a small mechanism inside that changes the tumbler's combinations every time you try it. Never the same combination.
Oh, would you mind if I give it a go?
Be lovely. Could do that if we want to waste time.
All right, well, you're wasting time playing with the lock.
I hope
We're gonna
Alfred.
go see what Salinas is doing with some horses.
I hope Alfred gets it on the first try.
Be great.
Just one Thieves' Tools check.
Yeah.
I don't think I have anything else.
I have a DC in my head. I don't know if I this is not a thing I've conversed.
I don't think I hit it.
No.
No.
All right,
All right.
Salinas.
Hold your
Make
tar.
your way to the west side of town. On the road heading out towards Airguard, there is a large barn with a building out in front, kind of like an office set up to the side of it, and a pretty big size pen. Quite a few horses in it. Presume this is the place, especially given that there's a sign. Pretty rough. Not the best handwriting done. The Y is backwards, but Wynn's Stables hanging above. And
do you
you
wanna-
see, well, let's throw up Wynn's picture here.
Let's
Oh, wait.
go win.
Yeah, I'll share it with all you.
Oh. He and Flower make such a cute couple, I'm calling it. Yep.
So, see this individual just sweeping away this gray furred catfolk male, some kind of striking purple hair, and gives you a nice wave as you head towards him. It's just that nice, friendly farmer down the road look.
Good morning, sir.
Oh, hello. What can I help you with this morning?
I was told by Howard that this would be the place where I could find some horses.
Oh, you met my wife then.
Yes, we're staying at the inn.
Oh, that's splendid. Yeah, you looking for horses? I am your man.
Really? Well, I'm going to head to Regard, so they're driving back, just sort of a quick trip. I was told we do like a rental sort of situation.
Yeah, I don't do that very often. I mean, the fillies don't come back most of the time when I do that, but I mean, I suppose if my wife sent you over, then you must be good folks. That I suppose we could probably work something out.
Or yeah, we're
How many are you looking for?
7. One, or perhaps a clean person. One perhaps for a larger, like packeteer.
Right, yeah, I'll probably get you set up. You looking for riding horses, or are you pulling anything, or you
No,
expect trouble? Because, yeah, trouble ain't gonna go over too well with renting.
So, just the riding horses.
All right. Yeah, I could probably get you set up. You just want to take a look out in the pen, just kind of see what catches your fancy. I got some good ones, been around with me for a while. Some younger ones might be a little bit more wild if you're up to the challenge.
I will admit I don't have very many skills in that situation. I will trust your judgment on which ones to pick.
I mean, you need like lessons and how to ride a horse and all that.
No,
I mean, you all know how, right?
Oh yes, I know how to ride a horse.
Oh, okay.
I'm not experienced enough to know how to find the qualities of a high quality one.
Oh, well, I can just point some out. You said riding horses, probably one on a little bit the smaller side. I've got a 4-year-old filly. She'd probably be all right with taking on your more diminutive friend. Misty's a little bit wild from time to time, but she's a good horse. I think she'll do well. Yeah, let's see. He goes just like points out, oh, there's a steel gray, medium-sized horse. Another gray one. Yeah, I got a lot of draft horses. That picks out a couple different gray ones, and then there's this filly that you presume is the one as it's kind of like running around in circles around the rest of them as he kind of like heads out in there to start trying to like shoo a couple of them up front. This one gives him some trouble. It's Palomino, which is like a golden colored with white cream colored tail and mane. He brings over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He is able to find. He's got 7 riding horses. That is all he's got for riding horses. But so, I mean, these aren't cheap horses. But I can work with you a little bit.
Sure.
How much you got to spend?
Well, I'm not sure how the renting sort of situation works. Jenica told
You're
us
talking going to Air Guard. I suppose, trip down, trip back. I suppose you're going to need some time to do some business down there, so probably 4 days.
that sounds about right.
I suppose I could probably 7 of them, 4 days. I suppose I could probably do that for 280
Right?
gold. Sorry, seem to be a pretty affluent gentleman yourself. I figured you probably understood that, but better
Yes,
make that
I
clear.
did. Yes. How much would the would be for? Is that would be for the renting them for the 4 days? How much would it be for just the purchase?
Or to buy them? I could probably do that for 500.
Right.
It'd be cleaning me out. That'd be a little rough, but
Oh no, I understand.
that's what they're here for, I suppose. So
The draft horses.
yeah,
Are they rideable?
well, sure.
I mean, we aren't necessarily in a rush. I was to take 7 of those off your hands, what would be the cost we are
Well, I
looking
mean, that'd
for?
be considerably cheaper. I could probably do. I mean, take you a bit longer. Probably need to add an extra day in there if you're going to take the draft horses. So, say 5 days, 7 of them. It's really thinking hard. He goes over, just starts scratching on a pad. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, it's suppose like 150.
All right. Yes, I can. That sounds.
Yeah, but they're good horses. I mean, they'll do you well, but definitely, I mean, it's gonna be a little bit of a rougher ride than the riding horses. I mean, you're okay with that.
Well, that is fine. Like I said, we're not in necessarily a rush. So, so for the renting, is there like a deposit sort of thing that I get to pick back up when I return the horses, or is it just sort of putting down the money now?
Now, basically, what I've done in the past is have you pay upfront whole cost. If you return them early, refund you whatever you're owed back. If you return them late, then we'll settle up the rest of it at that point. But I'll give you a couple days before I report them into the authorities as to being stolen. But
Yes, of course.
But yeah, it'd be the 150 up front.
Right. He just reaches into his pouch, pulls out.
Getting that, I'll get those rounded up. Just start shooing away the ones that he had rounded up, riding horses.
I appreciate it.
Finding all these draft horses.
Okay.
There's a lot more variety in color.
Could you, my friends, if you would just be willing to hold them for just a little bit, after I pay, I'm going to go back and get the rest of my friends and we'll meet you back
I'm
here.
all tied up here. I'm ready to go, and we'll get some saddles on them and other necessary equipment. Get you a little bit of supply of feed. Won't be probably enough to cover the whole trip, but it should get you most of the way there at least.
And if NECA come by asking for us, you do me a favor and let her know that we came by a little bit early, because I would say I did get an earlier start.
Oh, you're Jenica's friends. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, that'd be fine. Seems a little bit confused, but he goes and he's kind of torn back. Go gather the horses now. He just gonna stand here and collect the money and get that set up. So
yeah, I'll pull out the money.
All right. Gets out a little lockbox and locks it. Takes the coins from you. Yeah, I will get them all ready. Give me 7 of them. Give me about an hour. I should have them ready to go if you're looking to get out today.
I appreciate it. I will see you soon, my friend, and give a small bow and heading back towards the end.
Pleasure doing business with you.
As well.
You just hear him go, yeah. Just walking off into the pasture. All right. Alfred, you failed your first attempt at your lockpick back in the tavern. Any other exciting incidents back in the tavern?
Well, we ate all the food, yeah?
I think at some point Alfred would have taken Cybil for a walk.
Okay.
Alfred was getting a little antsy.
Yeah, you would have had a good 20 to 30 minutes that Salinas would have been gone.
Is Flower like continuously coming to our table, or does she seem to be?
She has
like,
not come back since that last exchange. She went back into the kitchen, and that you've seen her go out to the couple other people that are out there, but she has not been back to your table.
Right. Zitri wants to specifically find Flower. And try to catch her. Not in an imposing way. I don't want to like catch her in a corner, but yeah, just approach her if she's not approaching us.
I'm sorry, honey. You need something?
Yeah, I was wondering, do you know the most efficient way to send out a letter? One that can get to its destination in the fastest way possible?
Me talking here in country or going out?
Pretty close. Over in Oparia?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I could probably get things set up through the harbor master. He'd probably check into who's coming and going, put it on the next caravan heading to Airguard.
How much is that going to cost?
I mean, just a letter? Usually they don't charge anything for that.
But I want to get there rather efficient.
I mean, like, you want to, like, hire somebody to take it there, like, fast?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
you seem to
well,
have a really good finger on the pulse of how this city works.
let's see. Yeah, let me do some checking. But I can get it to somebody, but let me do some checking on what kind of cost. My husband knows some of the riders around here that would probably do that.
Appreciate it. And
No problem.
I appreciate you not judging us too hard after the captain of the guard came here and confronted our entire table. You are
Oh,
very
no.
forgiving.
No, it's all right. I hope you forgive me for eavesdropping and just, that type of stuff doesn't happen all that often. I'm a bit concerned about what was going on and thought maybe I could help out. I try and help out when I can.
It's all good. I mean, now we're going to be implicated together, right?
Ooh.
Not anything illegal. You clarified that
Oh.
earlier, that if you
Yeah.
were going to help us, that everything above the table.
Yeah. Nothing illegal. Just help ease some things. You know. Yeah. It's all right. I hope you have your friend took off, but hope you guys have a safe trip and all. And yeah, I'll definitely fill you in with what happens or whatever I hear on stuff.
Idri is
Yeah.
going to reach out to the counter and he's going to put 10 gold pieces. And then he's going to turn around and walk.
Oh, honey, that is
Stop!
is
It was
not
supposed to be
necessary.
like a subtle thing. You don't need to make a fuss about it. You have helped
She
us.
kind of leans in a little bit. It's like, your friend already gave me some money earlier. It's not necessary.
Well,
The one
no,
to the left. I didn't catch his name. He slipped me some coins. I mean, it really not necessary. I really
I already put
appreciate
it there.
but
No, I already put it there. Now it's going to be weird if I take it back. Just take it. You're good. And Zedri's like stepping back towards the table as he says that.
you are a sweetheart. Really hope you have safe travels. Don't get yourselves into any more trouble.
Will do.
And she like quickly paused the money away before Chilton gets sight of it.
Fair.
Gilfredir, Vault. Anything further before Salinas gets back?
I've got one small thing that I would like to be testing. I want to be quietly saying Flower's name at like intervals of every few minutes, and I want to slowly say it louder and louder till I can gauge how much she can eavesdrop. Is there any way to do that? I don't want to make it like weird, but I want to figure out how good her hearing is. Like I want to get
How do you not make that
grasp.
not weird?
Flower.
Yeah, just Flower. Like every once in a while, hey Flower, but like quietly, like starting real quiet and soft to see if she just comes over. Like if I whisper her name, will she just show up, or is it like, because like if she's eavesdropping, I want to know what her skill is on this. I might try to hire this lady.
You got like a passive perception of 20 starting off, or what?
Right, exactly.
ASMR check.
Slowly,
And then go down
yeah.
to 19, 18.
Is there a way to do that?
Give me a perception roll.
Okay. Eventually she can be like, what are you saying my name for all this time?
Flower.
said persuasion? No,
Perception.
Oh, thank God, and not persuasion. Oh, jeez.
Performing.
Every time I put away flowers, NPC card.
Sorry. That's it. I would try to make this like not a big deal to everyone at the table, and it's not like every moment. You know, it's just every couple minutes, like every 5-10 minutes, just say it a little louder.
She's got pretty.
Are her ears better than
When you catch on to things, because with a 25 perception, you catch on right away whenever she like pays attention. She doesn't like come over right away. You just see her peek her head out. Gauge it as being pretty average hearing.
Okay, so her eavesdropping ability is average, not like she's like my eavesdropping ability, right?
From what you can tell,
From what I can tell.
yeah,
Okay.
that's what you would conclude.
Cool. That is all I had on that. I'll want to talk to her later, but we'll deal with that later, some other day. What a good lady.
Okay. Salinas returns, 150 gold lighter, but with an agreement for 7 horses.
Are the horses with him? Or
No.
They're at the stable.
They're
Oh,
getting
7
saddled
horses
right now.
with him. Salinas, welcome back. How was your trip?
Got a good deal. The initial was 280 gold for everyone for the trip. We'll be going slightly slower. Some slightly different horses for 250.
Sounds like
round
you
trip.
got a good deal. How much? I don't feel like doing math. How much do I owe you?
It was.
And I'm paying for Brindell as well.
It's. I think it's probably fine, at least for now.
Did you hear that? So, should we make our way to the stables, or
Let's just head out.
visit
You
an
talked to-
apothecary
have you
in
talked to-
another town?
You talked to Flower about.
I have not left this.
Well, I mean, she sold them for around. Whatever. I wouldn't. Yeah, let's just go. Head up to start gathering my things.
Yeah, I'll grab my stuff from my room and beckon Brindell to grab his things, whatever he may have, if he has anything. If he has much.
He's got a bag, but not a whole lot.
Your producer's already strapped up, ready to go.
Go.
Yes, sir.
All my
Did
stuff.
He still kind of grumbles about being told to grab all his crap and have to get going, but he goes.
Oh, can we get Flower to give us a meal to go since we paid for? I get dinners too, right? Get a free meal.
And they cook the evening meal real quick.
It's like a wrap.
I mean, we ate.
Did we eat our 2 meals there for free? I
We
paid for the
ate
first
dinner.
day. I paid.
Yeah, basic understanding would be that the 2 meals included would be the meal before bed and the meal after, because checkout
Yeah,
typically would be you'd move along.
Okay.
And that's
You
what.
guys
And that's
chose
what
to purchase rooms after you'd paid for your
Yeah,
meal.
we got
So
screwed over, so we don't get that second meal. Oh well, next time I'm gonna get that deal. We're getting to go snackies. All right, I'm got my things. I'm ready to go. Could use a good berry. Zedri, do you have a good berry I could have?
I mean, I can conjure some, sure.
Just a snack
And
for the
Zedri.
road.
Cedric will go ahead and hold his hands together, open it up as 10 small embers of light with berries.
Does that actually cost a spell slot? I can't remember. That's a level 1.
Yeah, it
I'm
does.
so sorry. I'm being such a
No,
jerk.
it's okay. No. They last for 24 hours and you're using them, so.
Right, who's you over here attacking with javelins?
I
It's a
meant
good
to
berry.
hit just below it on one of my other tabs that are open, and it hit the javelin instead. I was like,
Hours no more.
Right, Howard.
Good
My
roll,
bad.
too.
All right, you gather up your things, head on down the road, and
Pass the. Oh, we never passed the message to. Oh no, I'm so dumb. Oh well. Sorry.
I passed the message along because you guys are not doing it.
just make your way through town, heading out towards the west. If you pull up that good old city map, there's that road that heads out to the west along the south side of town.
Can we get the city map dropped on? Is it in Fantasy Secret?
Yeah, I'll reshare it. It should be in your images folder, but I'll send it anyway.
Oh, there's an images folder.
Yeah, under campaign
Show me that later.
on the side. Yeah. Anyway, so following along that road that heads out from Merchant Home, there's this couple series of buildings way out on the west side of town. It's actually the last one on the north side of the road is Wynn's Stables. And as you get there, there are 7 horses lined up out front, all tied to the fence posts. Just kind of spread down the line. He's got 5 of the 7 saddled up, and he's working. For those of you that did not meet Wynn earlier, the nice gray furred catfolk with purple mop on his head, and just gives a general wave to all of you as you're approaching, and then like quickly turns his attention. Let's see. Nothing's ever where you want it to be when you go looking for things. As you get right to the edge, past the last building, right to Wynn's location, taking in his lovely little white painted sign with some white painted letters over a pretty rough wooden sign hanging over the place, and you hear a voice behind you that none of you clocked. So, skipping town. That's a fine how do you do. As we'll say most of you recognize the voice as being Jenica before you turn.
Screwing this up in every possible. Our leader here, would you like to speak to it for us?
Looking to you, Alfred.
1, 2, 3, not it.
Well, what do you mean skipping town? We plan to get horses all along.
Yeah, I believe the arrangement was for this evening. And looks like you got Wynn over here saddling everything up and about ready to take off. Don't know how well you do in Airguard, not knowing where in the heck you are going or who you're going to make contact with, or why on earth you're leaving me behind on this, but fortunate for you, ain't a whole lot that goes on around here that I don't know about.
Speaking of which, there was a scream last night.
Yeah.
I would assume it was before midnight. Coming maybe south from Merchant's Home or Bramblethorn Woods. Did you hear anything about that? Is there any resolution to this?
What's it to you?
Danger on the road?
That shouldn't be a problem.
Danger in town where we will be bringing goods back. I am trying to keep our party secure here.
That is a problem for another day.
Is it connected to the woman who's dead?
That I can't say that I know, which is not something I say often.
It's wonderful you've joined us. Are you ready to head on the road?
Sure.
I would like to apologize. Introduce myself. It's nice to meet you. My name is Solinus. We did not get the chance to meet last night. The rest of the group. Not you. I was the one that suggested we leave. Early this morning, I had not been informed that you were planning on coming with us. Apologies.
Well, just when I was about to say you're the only one who didn't know what the plan was, you're the one that made the new plan. Okay. This is gonna be a great trip. I can tell already, and I am not getting paid enough. But
That makes
being
7 of us.
leans over to Leader Alfred. It's not good with the math.
There's 8, I know. Brendel's
Anyway.
being paid. He's being paid appropriately. Right.
She whistles to the side, and her horse comes walking out from behind the building next door. See. Well, I appreciate you did go with the mounts. Roughing it this trip. I see. Okay.
We prefer the term economical.
Hey, one does what one must do.
So like you said, we aren't quite being paid enough.
Very well. She goes and hops onto her horse. Looks like a pretty young mare. It's a sandy yellow with this like dark stripe down its back, and then a little stocking on its left front foot, which not an actual stocking. It just means that there's a white going up to the knee. And a little bit smaller than the horses you guys are getting. You guys are all getting big draft horses. Vault, you are going to be this little diminutive thing on this big giant heavy
It's
horse.
smaller in its head.
So let's see.
Big as a draft horse.
Well, it depends on which one you're getting onto. I can give you the smallest one of them all.
Give me the
Yeah,
biggest
yeah.
one. I take that big boy.
Oh my gosh.
You want that first, that Palomino? That's
Whatever. Give me the one that's got the worst temper. Whatever one's the most unruly.
Ooh, the
I'll
one
take
with the
it.
worst temper.
Whatever. I take the worst one. Give me the worst horse. I don't care
Okay.
what it is. Whatever it
Ooh.
is. That of the
Okay,
ones we have. I'm not trying to get
is-
a new worst one, but
That is Colt. It is only 1 year old and barely broke.
it's gonna be so
You
fun.
are gonna have a blast.
I'm so excited.
It is a black and white horse with a pretty nice break of the colors, and it is 16 hands high, which is 4 inches per hand.
It's like 64 inches, right? For a 16-hand horse.
Yes.
Yes.
Hey, fast math.
Gauge, it is one of the heaviest horses of the ones you're picking from. This thing is built.
Let's go.
All right. Wynn kind of just strokes his chin for a little bit, watching as you're going to try and get on this. You need help with that.
Oh, I assume Brindell will help me. And
Oh, okay.
it's gonna lift. Brindell's just gonna lift me up. Yeah, I'm small as hell. I'm like 30 pounds. It's fine.
All right. Line up. I'll give you guys your horse descriptions, and then you're responsible for remembering who you got. So,
I got the gold.
Vault, you started off. So you got the colt named Lord.
Lord?
Colt being yep. It's a male horse. It fits, you know.
I love it.
Lord Varheed gets the horse named Lord. So heavy draft horse, 16 hands high, about 2,000 pounds, and
It's like
it's
a
got
5'4" horse.
little thin white band above the right foot. And yeah, it immediately you have troubles, just like immediately as being a you pull one way, which give an animal handling.
Hold on. Dude, I got a +2,
It's our first
guys.
time
I'm
using
actually, funny
animal
enough,
handling.
I have a better animal handling than history. What a strange thought. Bro, 15, I'm fine, boy. We good. This is easy.
You're figuring it out, but this horse just does not, like, not a very cooperative horse. It's like you pull one side, it goes the other direction.
Oh, yeah.
But other than that, it seems to be healthy. Everything seems to be good. Who's next?
I'll probably say at this time enhance ability is dropped, by the way, in terms of removing the effect.
No. Who's PM? Let's go to AM.
I love that sound.
This thing.
Okay, so who volunteered to be next?
I'll go.
Yeah, Alfred.
Give me a horse. A horse.
All
a
right.
horse.
You get Ranger, who is a fairly old male horse. Everything intact. Palomino, golden colored with cream colored mane and tail. About 18 hands high, so about the tallest end of the horse heights. And quite a bit lighter. It is a pretty lean. You're going to be able to do pretty well with this one. Has a star on its head, which is basically a white mark in between their eyes. Seems pretty well mannered. Shouldn't have too many issues there.
Give some
All right.
pets. Introduce myself. Yeah, just have a good time, hopefully.
Okay. Who's next?
Yofrid will be up next.
All right. Yofrid here, you get Wayfoot, who is quite an old mare. Buckskin colored, sandy yellow with dark tips, so dark mane, dark tail. And heavy draft horse again, 16 hands high, so back down on the shorter end with Vault's horse, but the heaviest horse in the entire. This thing is probably built for Brendel, but it'll settle for the large barbarian too. It seems to be a little bit irritable, and what you could tell. Actually, I'll just have Wynn chime in with telling you that not a fan of the cold.
Oh, no. Our horses are not friends. They'll be great.
All right. Next up.
The tree will go next.
Okay, you get also an 18 hand high tall horse, middle-aged. This one's named Crunch.
Aw.
And male gelding, jet black, just black all the way through. Skin, coat, no markings. Everything is just clean black. Very beautiful horse. And it is munching away at everything it can find on the ground. There's grass outside of the pen. It is happy to be outside of the pen, just taking in all that grass. All right. I believe that leaves Salinas and Kiesel. So Salinas, you get Rogue, who is a dapple gray, which is gray with white flecks. It is also a male gelding, middle-aged, 16 hands high, 1,500 pounds, and give me an animal handling check.
Oh.
It's not awful. Could be more of a problem for others than for you. luckily, none of these are. They're all healthy, and they're all like no major issues.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Sickly horse.
Ooh, let's
Yeah, I
go.
was happy to not have to roll an animal handling with a -1.
Yeah, you notice it's kind of like not like bucking at you, but just kind of like it's kicking its back legs just a little bit, like not actually getting up and throwing them, but just rocking a little bit. All right, and then we will give. Let's do Brendel. No, we'll do Kiesel first. All right, Kiesel's gonna get Herring, who is a older but not as old as a couple of the other ones you guys had. A mare, buckskin, 16 hands high, about 1,600 pounds. And no, actually, we're going to skip that one because upon second look, it's looking a little bit sickly. So he puts that one back and gives you a different one. Mystic, who's an older gelding, dark bay, dark brown coat, reddish highlights, 16 hands high, about 1,400 pounds, got a white stocking on the right rear leg. And it seems to cooperate about as well as Salinas' does. So we'll see how Kiesel's animal handling goes when he's back. But the last one will be good old Brendel is going to get Rusty.
Rusty.
The 8-year-old stallion, which is an Overo, which is a brown and white with jagged color lines. And 18 hands high, 1,900 pounds. And likes to go fast. As immediately once he gets out, it's just like trying to take off.
Let's go.
All right. That is your group of horses.
Do you have any like snacks for the horses at all that would be available for like purchase?
Sure. Yeah, I could get you set up with that. I mean, they all like different things, but I can probably get you something that you can all take if you really need it.
And there's going to be enough feed to get us to Edelgard.
Yeah, the saddlebags already have feed loaded to get you there. You'll need to restock there, though.
No, that sounds great. I really appreciate all your help.
Oh, no problem. Let's see. Gives you a bundle of about a dozen carrots and about a half dozen apples.
Yes. So excited.
Whoever wants to keep track of that in your inventory.
Did you have it?
All right.
Mike?
We got horses. We got Jenica, whether you intended or not. And
She's fine. She's a tough lady. We were right to do the way we did.
Still pre-noon, so
Head out.
Yeah.
head on out. All right. And I will say that since we are short a member tonight, maybe that's probably a good spot to stop for the session. So
Yeah.
I
Didn't
will
do
say,
anything.
I will say, as soon as we mounted up, like as soon as Yofir got his horse, he would have cast Speak with Animals as ritual.
Yes!
So he's just gonna be talking with her the whole ride.
Oh my god, I love it.
nice.
Him and that horse are gonna be best friends.
Oh
Mm.
man.
You don't like the troll, but it's okay. It just takes a little bit to get used to, you know? I grew up in it, so.
I grew up.
There's gotta be a way to get speak with animals.
Dude, we
as
all
an
need this.
artist.
The whole party.
The artifice, or, let's see.
Magic Initiate? Is it a first
Magic
level?
Initiate, yeah.
Oh
More
man.
Magic Initiate. Just every 4 levels Magic Initiate.
No, I've already got my feet, like everything's laid out. I
Oh,
can't
yeah,
can't
the build.
deviate from the plan.
The 20 level build is already made. I love it.
All right, so you guys all get your horses, and Jenica kind of just takes the lead,
Yeah, I would want
Trots
to
her
ask
horse
her
out in front.
questions about the town that we're going to, just to get like.
Okay. We'll do that on the actual travel.
Yeah.
But as
See
she
if there's
leads you
an
out of town,
apothecary's in town, and we could buy some poison there. Start the whole thing.
Does no one join Jenica? Is
by
she
herself.
completely?
that's up to you.
I'm gonna ride with her. I want to hang out with Jenica. She's cool. I really like her.
No, I mean, like, does she not have anyone outside join her? Does she not
No,
have
it's
any
just her.
compatriots? Okay. Interesting.
The tigress can handle herself.
Jenica reminds me a lot of somebody from Six Bells. I'll just that little Jayla energy. It's terrifying.
Vault's got a crush.
A little bit. Just a little bit, not much. You know, just admire powerful people.
All right, yeah, you head off down the road and you get a short while out of town before you start to hear the lovely sounds of the Bramblethorn Woods. From what you could tell, you're really on the outskirts of it, but you hear an awful squawking cry / roar come from the woods off to the left. And when I say roar, I don't mean like anything really like significantly loud. I'm talking like a really sad roar.
Incite that. Can we insight
Oh my
check?
God.
Sad roar.
Would it be any of the local fauna?
Just gonna see if I can get the sound effect to go.
Oh, yeah, sound effect. Crank that sound, Ironscape.
If I get closer to my monitor, I'll hear it better, right?
I just lean in on
Sure.
my microphone. It doesn't work like that, but I like to believe it.
Maybe. I might have to go to a different button. Best laid plans.
Yeah.
No Kiesel, no sad animals. That's not a bad deal. No sad animals.
There we
is
go.
Good. No Kiesel.
There's your cry.
Is that a sad bird?
It's a very hoarse bird.
Mm-hmm.
And that will be the end of our session
Good
for
call.
tonight. So we'll do our little wrap up stuff for those watching for the first time. We do a most valuable role player, as well as questions and favorite moment from the session. And so we will start off with MVRP. So if everybody wants to roll, we'll see who gets to go first.
Thanks for updating my.
Selena's doing the best job to get to go first, right?
Again, always.
Nice.
Mr.
Alfred.
Get them that one out of the
Look
way.
at that tie.
Woo. It's a one-off.
All
I
right,
got
what's
the worst roll, and then I got average.
why? Selena's, what's your reroll?
Oh,
All right, Selena's, you maintain the top spot, but you do have the right to kick it to Alfred.
I think I'm going to give. I think I'm going to give MVRP to. Gopher Deer, for the. None of us can escape death. Fuck.
Okay, Alfred.
I'll give it to Vault this episode. Just a very take charge attitude. Really playing into the role of maintaining their like air over our new compatriots, Brendel. And it was just a nice little experience. I don't know. It was good tonight.
Thank you very much.
On that note, Vault.
Oh man, it's a toughie. a lot of bribing for flour, and we didn't get much for it. But you know, I think I'm gonna give it to Salinas on this one. It's a really tough one, but I feel like Salinas is like exasperation with just like wait, you literally are trying to listen to me after basically doing all the things I said not to do. Like I don't know, that moment was just I thought that was pretty damn funny. I enjoyed that a lot. I like him getting things done.
Yo, for dear.
I'll have to go with Vault as well. Just the way he handled the interaction with guard captain Ryota, pulling out all the different things from his bag, acting like he's important, and just coming out with a single piece of paper like, "Hey."
Zedri.
My
With the
fault.
20.
My vote. My vote would also be for Vault. It's a tongue twister, but yeah, specifically because he had that take charge attitude, but then at two specific moments he was like, "I'm gonna follow you. You're the leader in this moment," and then again he was like, "Our leader." It's just such a good like switch between the two. Like I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, and just to round everybody out, Yofrider, you get an inspiration because you all have it. Otherwise, so.
Oh, I should have used inspo. I totally forgot when I was talking to the. Oh, I'm so stupid. I forget about it until afterwards. I'm like, yeah, I don't have inspo.
That's how we normally do it.
Oh, I wish I could have that roll back. We might have actually gotten that guard captain on our side.
I doubt it.
We were gonna be best friends. That we started out so good with that intro of like, hey, sit down and eat. Man, he never saw it coming.
What am I missing?
Oh, I haven't rolled. That's my life.
Okay.
Both voted for Vault.
Maybe
All right,
roll again.
Salinas. My gosh, Salinas, you've had the luck of being at the top of the order. That was like almost every single one last week too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take advantage of this one and pass.
Fair. Okay, so that would be to Zedri.
Dang. Okay. So my question for this is, Jenica seemed to know what that voice in the forest was, what that like scream in the forest was, and I'm really interested that maybe you got the gears turning on drawing connections between that and the murdered woman. So maybe there's something there. Hoping that we have all of these different things that they don't all lead off in different directions, but maybe they're a little more interconnected. So solving that puzzle, getting more out of Jenica and her cool horse.
All
The
right.
coolest horse interest ever.
Vault, you got to re-roll.
Oh, who am I rolling against?
You guys tied against Alfred, and Alfred re-rolled to a 13. So
Let's see if I can beat it.
nope. You're up.
All right. And the RP moment here for me.
Questions.
Your
This
question.
is questions. Sorry, okay. My bad. Questions. Oh, what is in the woods? What is going on in this town? Gosh darn it! I know we missed out on something, and I know there's a bad thing, and it probably is going to get worse. And then the other question is, what do I owe to this guard who lost his job? And how do I repay him? Because that's screwed up. I really ruined that dude's life, like so hard, and that is a big problem. How are we going to solve that guy's problems? Maybe I can hire him too, and we'll have another Brindell. An army of Packadeer guards. It's fine.
Cadre.
Then you do get your Robin Hood moment.
Yes, I will call you Little John.
It's slightly bigger, John.
Yeah, there's
Alfred.
big Little John.
Oh man. Oh god. What is? I think first, what is going on with this like murder mystery? He's quite intrigued as to like what the actual outcome of that is. Alfred's also interested in figuring out like what sort of connections, like no, never mind. Not on that. Scratch that.
All right,
Delete
murder
it.
mystery.
Yeah, just the murder mystery. the screams in the forest, and then if he can actually ride a horse without it being terrible.
Immediate question.
Yoverdeer.
Is the scream we heard in the forest the fire-breathing bird Alfred was talking about?
Which, way to go, Alfred, for using that lore document and throwing out an animal.
Oh man.
Salinas,
Tools,
back
I
to
will
you.
use them.
I my thought is, what I get out of Monica? What sort of connections can I make, network with her, or on this trip? And other thought is, he's still being a bit worried about what's going on with Aurora. A couple of things that kind of distracted him in his brain, the whole like with the dreamer and like that deal, and that's still probably in the back of his mind too. But he's getting increasingly worried about the problem with Aurora.
It's fair. Everybody roll fave moment.
I literally was looking in my actions tab, like, where do I find the favorite moment dice?
All right, looks like Salinas and Alfred roll off, and Zedry's first.
Big numbers.
Right. I really liked the fact that Jenica reconnected with us. And I mean, once again, her cool ass horse entrance. But I will say that with that, I was like, somebody asked the question, like, is she by herself? And I was like, oh, I don't think it's a matter of is she by herself. It's we're by ourselves with her. So I'm kind of, but I'm looking forward to it. It was a nice setup, and I'm glad that we have somebody kind of along for the ride. As much as we love Brindell, another along for the ride.
Okay, looks like Alfred.
Honestly, it's such a small moment, but I think my favorite moment was telling Salinas like everything that we did at the jail. Just his exasperation over everything was just made my night.
And Salinas.
My favorite moment was the confrontation with the captain of the guard, because it was so tense. Like I felt like biting my nails tense. I could feel the awkward energy and like the butting of heads, and so I thought it was really well done.
Awesome. Yoverdeer.
I really liked the way that Jenica came back to us and said, hey, no, you forgot. We're not supposed to be leaving till later, but it's okay. I got ears everywhere.
And Vault.
I would vote for the ones that have already been said, but just because they've already been said, like the introduction of the guard, and honestly your portrayal of that guard felt like straight up like real law enforcement. This you're screwed. Can't fuck with the guy. Like, man. But because you guys already said that, I like that we literally just kept giving Flower money. Everyone's like sleight of handing Flower, like, no, you take this money. She's like, why not? I guess this is fine, but. She's gotten like 30 gold in the last 2 days from us or some stuff like nonsense. Like, it's well done, everybody. She's such a. I think Flower's a power player.
Remember, she's a married woman.
Married woman. You don't want to put her in a precarious situation.
She can afford a new sign for wins.
You better fix this damn town. You better fix this damn inn with this 30 gold. Because you keep on saying that this is better than the other place. What about them dirt floors, Flower?
Rooms are so much bigger.
I just like her. I really like her as an NPC. I thought she did a good customer service.
Yeah,
Selena's thinks you should tip her.
Flower's
She
great.
was doing great, yeah.
It's that southern drawl. It gets everyone.
Dude, Wynn felt like straight Nebraskan. I feel like I've had that conversation. No joke, with like other random Midwesterners. Like that is like the way that you talked about the pricing, like, hey, it'll be expensive, but we can work with you. Like there were just little touches and flourishes in that. I was just like, I feel like I've been in this store. Like I don't know how, but I've been here. I wasn't even in the scene. Just enjoying it. Great.
All right. That wraps up everything for this episode. So that concludes episode 8. We will be off again next week, tier. And then we'll be back for quite a few weeks, I think, before we'll be off again. So,
yeah.
And hopefully maybe some fun shenanigans for Halloween weekend.
Whoop, whoop.
Been floating that out there with some people, so we'll see. But thanks to everybody watching live and on demand. Really appreciate it. Mean a lot to us to take some time to watch our craziness and enjoy what we enjoy. So till next time, everybody stay safe and have a good couple weeks.
Okay.
Bye.